Rising newcomers perform in prime time. Carmelo and LeBron take center stage in a TNT doubleheader.
Let the truth be told.
Nuggets Rockets followed by Cavaliers Suns next on TNT NBA Thursday. The following is a presentation of TNT Sports, celebrating the 15th year of dramatic NBA coverage.
Four faces that define tomorrow, tonight on TNT. The #1 pick has landed in Cleveland, and last night, in the spotlight, the Phenom soared to new heights. Amari Stoudemire arrived under the radar last year and wound up the league's top rookie. Can he rise once again? The search for the truth begins when LeBron leads the Cavaliers against the Suns. But first, after a 17-win season, Denver reaches for the sky on the wings of 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony. His NBA education continues in Houston, where Yao Ming and the franchise have only one question to answer. Can the Rockets' title hopes take flight? Playoff hopes and eventually the title hopes of the Houston Rockets. In that building right there, a brand spanking new Toyota Center where they're going to play tonight. And this is not going to be a laid-back doubleheader, but it will be Melo, Carmelo Anthony, and the Denver Nuggets taking on the Houston Rockets with, happy birthday, Kenny, Yao Ming.
It's my mother's birthday tomorrow, though.
Is it really?
Yeah, so Yao, I'm going to tell you if you could do that for my mother.
Happy birthday, Kenny's mom.
Happy birthday, Kenny's mom.
Anytime it's Halloween. It's spooky here in the studio. Oh, my goodness.
That's a real person. That's
how frightening that is. That's Jerry. We've seen him before.
Yeah, he was asleep last time we saw him.
Look at that great pumpkin NBA on TNT. We seem to be having some problems with the lighting in the other.
Who's the second one? That looks like Charles?
I don't know.
I don't know. That is. I told you. That looks like Chuck. We always knew he was a pumpkin head. I always knew you were a pumpkin head.
Wow. Happy Halloween a night early to everybody. Welcome to NBA tip-off on TNT, presented by Gatorade. Ernie, Kenny, Charles. Somebody been shopping.
Somebody doesn't look like a bum today.
Man, he looks
Someone
nice.
looks good today.
You look nice,
well,
Charles.
I can't. You know, God just
like
blessed me. With,
get it?
He just blessed me with talent and looks. I can't help it.
You are stylish,
Pumpkin
and you
head.
look. That's pretty darn close, isn't it?
That's a pumpkin head.
Can we talk basketball?
Wow, look at you all business tonight. What you want to talk? Let's talk about LeBron last night. What do you say? What'd you think of what he did?
He played really well.
Yes, he did.
He's
25 points.
He played really well.
6 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals.
He played great. But it was.
Well, I mean, he's going to say,
it was Sacramento. He played defense like I did.
Yeah, but there's a lot of teams out there that play defense like Sacramento. If he goes down that Western Conference,
only just 2 of them, just them and Dallas.
Well, you know, I think one thing that he did show is that the court vision.
Hey, the kid's going to be a great player. Let him grow. But I got some observation when we can get back to basketball.
No, this is basketball here. I mean, I thought he did a great job of recognizing when he was open, where to go on the floor.
You're always open against Sacramento.
No, but I think overall he did a great job. He did a great job. He was patient. This was unselfish.
Oh, see, that's
obviously.
right there. That's a real move right there.
Yeah.
A vet gonna score.
Oh, you're the only guy to look at that clip and say,
oh, come on. The kid's gonna be a great player. Give him time. Let him enjoy himself.
We are. They had a great night. 42 minutes, 25, 6, and 9. And you see the other guys who made the jump from high school to the NBA and what they did in their first game out.
Well, Kevin, Kobe, and Tracy, now they're supers. Let's don't get carried away. Jermaine's terrific also.
I want to see what Jordan did his first night. Is it like 16, 17 points probably?
Yeah, come on, crack staff.
Yeah, good. Like
how many points did Michael Jordan score?
The focus of that, though, was guys who did not play college basketball.
Yeah,
okay, so that's...
Hey, LeBron played well, but I got another couple observations. Number one, thank you, Mark Cuban, for killing those jerseys.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh, he did.
I told you. They're
not going to wear them again. The ones that look like Sager's suit.
That's only good for waxing and washing stuff. I told you that the first night. That was terrible. Rick Carlisle can coach.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons are overrated. And let me tell you something. I saw all these publications from guys who don't know anything about basketball.
Yeah.
They picked Utah dead last. Utah going to be fine because I think, number one, they play hard. They're going to play great defense. But Jerry Sloan, I love Phil Jackson. Jerry Sloan is the best coach in the NBA after Phil Jackson.
Well, you've been sitting around the hotel room today, kind of just saying, here are my random thoughts.
No, I sit there and watch the games. Then I go over the notes and look.
How'd you like Arroyo at the point for?
Yeah, that boy can play. But you know what? I saw these publications. They got the Utah pick like last in the league. And there's no way with Jerry Sloan's a coach. First of all, if you play hard and you play discipline like Utah is always going to, they're going to be a surprise. I don't know how far they can go, but they're going to do better than people expect.
Hey, what do you say we add a fourth to this pleasant conversation we're having?
Oh, you feeling who we had?
Well, how about Steve Kerr? He's working the game tonight.
Okay, I like Steve.
We have to put him to work. He's doing games. We need to.
They're making you work extra, Steve.
Yeah, Steve, how are you?
We don't have to do all this extra stuff.
Did you listen to all that stuff Charles was spouting off about a second ago?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Could you hear all the stuff that Charles was saying
Yeah, he
moments
was
ago?
rambling about something, but after a while, it just goes right through my head.
A lot of things been through your head, Steve. Trust me.
You're right about that.
Hey, what are you looking for from Carmelo tonight?
Well, the thing about Carmelo that I love is he gets to the line so often. He's a physical offensive player. He understands how to get fouled, how to use his body. Actually, a lot like Charles did. I mean, underneath the basket, pump fakes, and when you get to the line that much as a rookie, that tells me you know what you're doing out there.
See, one thing that impressed me, Steve, last night is the fact that he says, you know what? Bruce Brown's guarding me. He's a great outside defender. I'm going to the post. He went to the post every single time, and that's where every single basket came from. He's a smart offensive player. Didn't play a lot of minutes in the first half. That's why he had the low numbers, I thought.
Yeah, and the other thing is he had to go against, as you said, Bowen, and then also when he did get to the rim, Tim Duncan's waiting for him. And as Charles said, over in Sacramento, LeBron was playing against a team that doesn't really put up much of a defense night in and night out. So two totally different matchups on opening night for those two guys, but I think they're both going to be really good players this year.
Hey, what was it like for you the other night, Steve, when you, I know you do this all the time, it seems, but for the 5th time you get a championship ring in San Antonio, and to have those fans salute you as they did, what was that like, man?
It wasn't as big a thrill as sitting next to Marvin the Czar, but it was up there. It was awesome. I mean, I've been so lucky to play on all these great teams, and you know, it's almost embarrassing, you know, just to have 5 rings when I think about all the great players like the guy sitting there in the studio with you who wasn't fortunate enough to win one. And
I got 2. 5. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Charles. Okay, my fault.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I didn't know. I didn't know you were talking about. Okay.
But no, I've been unbelievably lucky in my career, and what can I say? I'm a blessed man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, you know, everybody, I love LeBron. I think he's going to be a great player. I do think TNT and NBA put too much pressure on him too soon. But they just gave me, Michael Jordan only had 16 points his first game. So comparably, Michael Jordan's a bomb to my man LeBron right now.
Compared to Michael Jordan, what?
You know, he only scored 16 points his first game. So, hey, LeBron's going to be fine. I think we both pointed out the negative and the positive. Let's let the kid be a kid and enjoy his $100 million.
I agree. The other thing is, remember, about 2 weeks ago when we did that game in L.A. and LeBron shot 4 for 17, everybody was ready to kill him and say, oh, this guy's not that good. Now they're all saying he's the greatest thing ever after one game. He's somewhere in between. He's going to have ups and downs. And like you said, Charles, we just got to let him go and let him grow and develop, and he's going to be fine.
Hey, Steve, have a good time tonight with the Czar and Marv, and we'll talk at you later.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, 12 out of 20 last night for LeBron James.
Can you believe the Mavericks thought those jerseys look good?
Well, I mean, maybe hanging on the hook at first. Maybe
That's what they need to be, hanging on the hook.
And that's exactly
Mark Cuban, my favorite owner.
He sent me one, so I got to keep. This is a collector's item.
Oh, that'll go good with some of your outfits, I might add.
You just look good tonight. Don't think you look good every night.
I got the same face every night.
No, but you're the neck.
You got there is that mug, as a matter of fact.
I'm relatively handsome.
From the neck down.
All my relatives think I'm handsome.
No,
The Nuggets and the Rockets are coming up, by the way, which means we're going to see the franchise.
Yao Ming?
Yao Ming, the franchise. Let's get that straight.
Well, we're going to see
I
the
like Steve Francis.
franchise. Steve
Franchise.
Francis.
No, he's the franchise. I'll give it to him.
And lest we forget,
I got something to say about that. I like that suit, but I'm talking about that's kind of hot.
TNT TNT NBA Thursday. Will the promising newcomers perform in prime time? Carmelo and LeBron take center stage in a TNT doubleheader.
Let the truth be told.
Nuggets, Raptors, followed by Cavaliers, Suns. Next on TNT NBA Thursday.
Computer's your life, Albert.
Angela Vanna thought she was safe online.
Perfect hiding place.
She was dead wrong.
Oh, God.
See the Saturday Night Blue Classic, The Net, tomorrow night at 8 on TNT.
Tradition.
A look on the other guy's face. To be my own Manning.
Being a woman.
Because last year, I couldn't.
Millions of little girls.
Every athlete is fueled by something.
A home, a mother, her 2 kids, and their pet fish. Everything was perfectly routine until someone let the cat in. Now, the whole family has gone from ordinary.
Stop this right now!
The fish is talking.
But is he saying anything?
To extraordinary.
This is awesome! It's too much!
Mike Myers.
Hairball.
The Cat in the Hat. Rated PG. At theaters November 21st.
Hey, that was nice, Ray. Now you gotta get it.
Come on. Where you going? Oh. Give me that.
Come on, Ray. Come on.
Oh, G.
What you got? Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, you can't handle this, GP.
Yeah, Ray.
Whatever.
NBA Shootout 2004 lets you play online with other Hoops fans no matter where they are. Rated E for everyone.
Searching other websites for low fares? Better get comfortable. Just go to southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by November 13th.
You are now free to move about the country.
TNT NBA Tip-Off Show. Brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. It's in the NBA. Is it in you?
I'll tell you what happened.
And PlayStation 2.
Well, welcome back to spooky old Studio A. Night before Halloween.
Did your goatee new on it?
No.
I had that for 2 years now. I'm sorry, I don't really like looking at him. That's why I just noticed.
Thanks for paying attention. Hey, you know what? They're playing in Japan. First game for the Clippers in the, not 5 o'clock in the morning there, however.
No, it was 5 this morning. I got up and started watching it. And
well, you know what? If we get lucky, maybe they'll keep the Clippers over there. Hey, that kid there, I think, got a chance of being a superstar with Rashard
Lewis. He led him today with 25 points. He had 21 of those in the second half.
That's why he played so well.
Look at the name Murray. Ronald Murray, 24 points. You know, last year he played in 14 games for the Bucks and the Sonics, had 27 points in 14 games, had 24 today.
Stay in Japan, too.
Elton Brand might be the most underrated player in this league.
Hey, Darryl Armstrong, you saw him there as he returns to
hey, let me tell
Orlando with the Hornets.
Tracy McGrady can flat out get it done, y'all. He was huge last night against the Knicks, but they're the Knicks.
And this is tonight. Yeah, there's T-Mac. In the first half, T-Mac with 11 points on 4 out of 13 shooting. And it's a 51-50 game at the break. Orlando has the lead. Both of these teams won overtime games in their openers, and now they're playing tonight. Isn't that amazing, Charles?
No, that's not amazing to me.
There's Carmelo Anthony. Is he amazing to you?
Well, we got a chance to prove it tonight. He got a good matchup tonight.
Good matchup for him.
They can't guard him.
And there's Yao Ming. 3:20 to play.
Happy birthday, Kenny's mom.
Companion fares. Save up to 35%. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
This is Dave.
Bob Hayback.
Hi, Bob.
Dave, without the guiding hand of our big iron, you're a ship without a sail.
Well, not really. We just put in a Linux cluster of Dell servers with Intel Xeon processors.
Oh, well, that's one way to go.
It's highly scalable, flexible, available.
Listen, Dave, let's do lunch.
I'll get back to you.
Get more out of your data center with Dell Business Solutions. Call or go online today.
Yahoo Search. Faster, easier, bingo.
Yahoo! I create. 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 I create believers, nightmares, posters, truth. I create with freestyle. Freestyle.
NBA Live 2004 with freestyle. Ready for everyone.
What do you create?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Book online from anywhere. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
A look at the Toyota Center, the new home of the Houston Rockets. And a capacity crowd, better than 18,000, have turned out for the home opener. It's the start of the Jeff Van Gundy era in Houston. The Houston Rockets taking on the Denver Nuggets in the first of our TNT doubleheader. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert with the Czar, Mike Fratello, Steve Kerr, Craig Sager. We are ready to go. The Nuggets played their home opener last night and surprised the defending NBA champion San Antonio Spurs with an 80-72 win as we take a look at tonight's McDonald's starting lineups. And Denver with a new look, Andre Miller and Bashawn Leonard in the backcourt. Nene with Marcus Camby. And the rookie sensation out of Syracuse, Carmelo Anthony, on the front line. The Houston Rockets with Steve Francis and Catino Mobley in the backcourt. Kelvin Cato starting for Eddie Griffin, who is going through troubling times. In fact, he has been suspended indefinitely. Craig Sager will have more on that later. The 7'5" Yao Ming, and a new addition to the Rockets, Jim Jackson. And they comprise the front line. How about Denver last night? Although it was not pretty basketball, Denver shot 29%. San Antonio shot 27%. Why was Steve shooting around early in today's on? Is he getting ready?
He thought that there might be a phone call coming from both teams for a designated shooter.
It's great defense. That's what it was, wasn't it?
The last time that both teams shot under 30% from the field in an NBA game, February of 1957. Boston Celtics, New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Celtics shot 29%, the Knicks 28%.
But talking about defense, Jeff Vizell mentioned to us in the first half alone, they had 14 layup attempts at the rim that were affected by Tim Duncan somehow. Block shot or a change shot, which eventually wound up being a miss. That's why you shoot in the 20% aisle.
The officials, Steve Jabby, Derek Stafford, Kevin Fair, and the Nuggets control the opening tip. Anthony being guarded by Jackson. This is Leonard, played by Mobley. Shot clock is down to 5. And the ball back to Houston. Jeff Van Gundy was not unhappy that the Denver Nuggets played last night.
and flew all night and arrived at 3:30 in the morning at the hotel.
Francis putting the move on Miller and is hit on a reach-in.
Well, you have a few players out here for Denver who I feel have revitalized their careers. One being Miller. His agent, in fact, made the statement he has not seen him play this hard or this well for at least 3 seasons now. Camby hopefully will be able to last for a significant number of games during the season. And then Vashawn Leonard playing very, very well right now.
Yao Ming going to work on Marcus Camby. The number 1 overall pick in last year's draft had an outstanding rookie season. He averaged 13 points, 8 rebounds, and the Rockets are looking for more this year. Rejected, but it will count. It's a goaltend on Yao.
You see Yao learning the help side defense, helping his teammate out, coming from the weak side, and that's a hard one right there because that still may have been on its way up when he got a piece of it.
Houston Rockets during the preseason lost their first 4, won their last 4, including a 32-point victory against the Nuggets. And Yao with his second bucket.
We can see already how much better Yao Ming looks this year than last. He was good last year, but I think any player in his second year is going to feel so much better and more comfortable, and Yao certainly looks that way.
Anthony. Carmelo did not shoot well last night. 29 minutes, 4 for 15 from the field. 12 points, 7 rebounds. But a guy who comes into the NBA polished with much big game success and only 1 year of college basketball. Foul was called on Camby. Nice move by Yao around Camby, and he is fouled.
Well, you've seen that Houston come down in 3 straight times, back off their transition stuff, get into their spots, and feed the ball into the low post, which is one of the things that Jeff Van Gundy said when he got the job. The big man will be touching the basketball in the low post area. They are trying to work with Yao to get lower post position than he normally is used to settling for. They need him deeper in the red paint area.
2 quick fouls on Marcus Camby. Yao, an excellent free throw shooter, 81% at the line last year.
How about the footwork on that move? He may have gotten away with a hook, but for a guy that big, and you really have to see him up close to realize, I mean, he is a legit 7'6", I think. And then to have that kind of footwork is really amazing.
Apparently they changed that first foul that was called on Camby, and they say it was not a foul. The ball was knocked out of bounds, so Camby has 1 personal foul.
I want a foul down there on Camby.
Jeff Van Gundy in a discussion with the officials a moment ago. Is Jeff, who's made the transition from having to put up with producer Scooter Vittino and director Renato Lowe back to coaching. Jeff said they drove him back.
You know, come to think of it, that tie he's wearing looks very similar to one that I had last year, and I cannot find that.
Andre Miller, and here's Carmelo. Anthony, strong move by Anthony. He had Yao all over him.
You mentioned, Steve, that this is a young man who gets to the foul line a significant number of times, and there you saw his ability to put it on the floor, weave his way, find an opening to the basket.
Mobley finding Cato, and a foul.
Beautiful last-second pass that time by Mobley, giving himself up. We saw Cato cutting to the basket. And everything people tell you about Cato is he has had a sensational preseason. You'll see it looks like Mobley's going up, and at the last second he sees Cato going to the glass for offensive rebound position, instead trying to finish it off with a dunk. Cato has worked extremely hard, has taken some leadership responsibilities on, and Jeff has rewarded him by putting him in the starting lineup.
And that foul was called on Camby, so he now has 2. Kelvin Cato only a 53% free throw shooter. You know, you look at the Denver Nuggets last season, grinding it out. They average 84 points per game. That's the fewest ever for an NBA team in an 82-game schedule. Foul on Francis. Jeff Bzdelik played slowdown basketball last season, so the Nuggets allowed only 92 points per game. That's a very deceptive number.
Well, I don't think he had any weapons to work with, and I thought they played very hard last year. And I really think Denver is establishing an identity already as a team. They've put some weapons on the floor this year, too, so I think they'll be much improved.
Yeah, they wanted to run a year ago, Steve, but they just did not have the players. Let's face it, their 3 guards from a year ago aren't even in the NBA right now, as the offensive foul is called on Yao Ming. So as a result, Jeff Bzdelik had to back off the tempo they played, slow it down, and play good, hard defense. Now they've got a team that can take advantage of the altitude, and 5,000-foot altitude there, push the ball at people. They're running at you all the time.
Andre Miller tried to change the shot as he ran it to Yao Ming. Here's Francis with Camby back. Camby had to step away, did not want to pick up a third.
And this is where Steve Francis is so good, getting out on the break, using his athleticism, creating easy shots.
Rockets 10, Nuggets 4. Nice crossover by Anthony. Good play by Jackson to bat it away. Here's Jackson in the open floor, finding Francis, and the Rockets have a 12-4 advantage.
Smart basketball right there. Jackson knew exactly that he had a teammate in the right lane. That was one of those beautiful touch passes. He had his mind made up before he even got it.
6 unanswered points for the Rockets. It is a 20-second timeout.
One of the advantages of catching a team on the second night of back-to-backs, you'll see Houston, beautiful fast break basketball. It doesn't hit the floor. Outlet pass, one dribble, pitch it ahead, cross it over right away to get the high percentage shot. Jimmy Jackson knows exactly where Steve Francis is the entire time.
Now this is a Houston team that went 43-39 last year. They finished 9th in the West, out of the postseason, missed the playoffs for the 4th straight year. It's their longest drought since the early 1970s. Last time they made the playoffs, the roster consisted of Hakeem Olajuwon, Scottie Pippen, and Charles Barkley.
Bob, interesting point. If you take the entire Houston Rocket roster, add up the wins and losses for all the players, to show you that these players basically have been involved with a losing situation. There's only one player on the roster that is on the plus side in wins. That's Yao Ming, who was 43-39 in his first year, so he's a +4. Every other player is on the minus side. So developing that winning attitude is so key, so important for Houston.
And the Rocket coaching staff also feels that Leonard fires it and hits, that things may be a little easier for Yao, who was the focus of so much attention last year. Now he's still going to be the interview request when the Houston Rockets make the round, but it's not quite what it was last year.
Well, the focus is off of everybody now because LeBron has taken it.
What a sparkling opener for LeBron James. Pretty move. Miller not able to hit. Here come the Rockets again. It's a 3-on-2. Jim Jackson for 3. And coming up as the second of our doubleheader, it will be LeBron and the Cavaliers going up against the Phoenix Suns. Here's Miller.
He is so good at penetration, getting in the lane. This is a guy who really doesn't ever have to stop and pull up for a 20-footer because he can get himself a 14-footer whenever he wants by getting past his defender.
Kelvin Cato gets inside, and they able to come up with that loose ball. Camby, Cato gave the room. Marcus Camby acquired from the Knicks in that deal involving Nene, Antonio McDyess, and Mark Jackson. McDyess yet to play for the Knicks due to the 3D surgery. Of course, Marcus Camby has been very fragile. Foul is called on Rashawn Leonard. Marcus Camby has never played more than 63 games in a season. Last year, he missed 53 games due to hip and ankle injuries.
How about in his career, Marv, 181 games missed due to injury. That's a lot of basketball games.
We talked to Coach Badzilic today, and he said one of the things he's going to try to do is limit Camby's minutes because he knows he can't hold up physically over the course of the year, but he needs Camby. Camby did a great job on Tim Duncan last night. He provides a good post defender. Putting him down on the block defensively means Denver does not have to double team so much, and they can maintain the integrity of their defense and their rebounding.
You know, see, to me, he might be the key guy for their team's success this year. Camby, how well he plays, how healthy he remains.
A rejection by Yao Ming. The crowd responding to the play of Yao.
Were there any 7'5" guys in the Big East last year? That's the first time he's facing these 7'5" Yao Ming.
How about Carmelo? He has to go against Tim Duncan on opening night and Yao Ming the next night. Tough to get to the rim against those two guys.
Leonard had it knocked away by Mobley. 6:11 remaining in this first quarter. Rockets up by 4. Shot clock down to 6. Leonard forcing. Do you guys think it works with the combination of talking long range, Francis and Mobley, or will this be a better team when eventually, as Miller once again puts up a gorgeous scoop shot, will it work better when Mobley comes off the bench?
I think it's long range. I think it's a difficult thing. You have two guys who are scorers by nature that have been put in a position of at times being asked to give it up and run the show.
Timeout called, 5.5 remaining in the first.
It's the winning season for the Hyundai Sonata. Protected by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Loaded with standard features like dual front side impact airbags. But the Sonata costs $2,100 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And now get an extra $1,500 cash back. The Hyundai Sonata starting at just $14,539 after $1,500 cash back. You're the winner at the Hyundai Winning Season Clearance. Going on now at your Hyundai dealer.
I'm almost 7 feet tall. I can put the ball on the floor. I can barely open jumper. I can spin. I can dish. I can run the break. Am I a center? Am I a forward? Am I a guard? Yes. My name is Chris. Jermaine. Amare. I create confusion.
NBA Live 2004 with freestyle. Rated for everyone.
I create with freestyle. Freestyle.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Book online from anywhere. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
Feel the tension of the last second shot.
Here's Marbury on the drive.
Experience the thrill of a live NBA game. Call 1-800-4-NBA-TIX or log on to NBA.com to buy NBA tickets through November 29th and be automatically entered for a chance to shoot for $1 million with help from celebrity coach Steve Kerr or win other great prizes. Get your tickets now and cheer your team on. Log on to NBA.com or call 1-800-4-NBA-TIX.
Let the truth be told. TNT, NBA Thursday.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Hyundai. When your car comes with America's best warranty, you win. By NBA Live 2004 from EA Sports. Create your game with freestyle control. By McDonald's. And by Northwest Airlines. For everyday deals, log on to NWA.com. Call your travel agent or 1-800-225-2525. A look at the new Toyota Center from the concourse area. You guys know that this court is actually below sea level. Does that alarm you? The city of Houston is just 20 feet above sea level.
I was feeling a little dizzy. Oh, no,
that
that's
was just normal.
Oh, right.
Let's go to Craig Sager.
The Houston Rockets are playing tonight without starting forward Eddie Griffin, who is in a Houston hospital being treated for depression. He has been suspended for the team for missing an exhibition game and a subsequent practice. But he is also the subject of a criminal investigation from 3 o'clock on Saturday morning, in which a woman claiming to be his girlfriend told police that she was struck by Griffin and he shot a gun at her. I talked to Griffin's lawyers this afternoon, and they allege that the woman had been stalking Griffin and that she broke into the house after twice being escorted away, lost control when she found Griffin on another date. Now, to complicate this saga, he was supposed to be in court today on a marijuana possession charge. That has been delayed until December. On top of that, the team has until tomorrow to decide on the option of his contract. I talked to Carol Dawson, who's back in his office at the moment, contemplating the decision. He says after tonight's game, he'll meet with the owner, Les Alexander, and the coach, Jeff Van Gundy, to decide if they want to re-sign Griffin for next year.
All right, thank you, Craig. Yes, these are troubling times for Eddie Griffin. In fact, back on October 16th, the Rockets suspended him after he missed practices and a team flight. And then it led to the other incidents taking place. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Anthony with a nice setup from Canby. Rebounded by Yao. Rockets have a 17-12 lead. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Mobley on a quick release.
That's one of those ill-advised shots. Unnecessary that time. If you don't like the fast break, you don't like the numbers, pull it back out, and then you always have the big guy to throw it to.
That's the big adjustment Coutinho, Mobley, and Steve Francis are going to have to make this season. They're so used to doing everything off the dribble quickly. They've got to wait for Yao.
And that also involves the passing, barely a double dribble. Jeff Van Gundy telling us that it's not only the shot selection that he'd like to see improve when you're talking about Mobley and Francis, it's the pass selection.
Well, you touched on one thing, Steve, when you said the word dribble. You could probably tell us firsthand, those players were used to pounding the ball on the floor so many times that what happens is everybody else winds up watching them. It took them 10, 12 dribbles to get to the point that they wanted to. One of the things Jeff's trying to cut down is number of dribbles necessary.
Maurice Taylor has checked in for the first time. Taylor missed all 8 preseason games because of a dislocated shoulder. Told he suffered that injury during a walkthrough. Here's Canby. That didn't register right away.
Did I hear that correctly?
Yes. You know, those walkthroughs can be very, very physical. Meanwhile, Canby just picked up his 3rd.
Cato stepping in to pick up the offensive foul. Talking about the walkthroughs, one of the coaches' fears are when guys start jerking around at the end of shoot-arounds and you're done with your official thing, but they wind up playing, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. They're not serious about it, and all of a sudden somebody gets hurt when it's unnecessary.
You know, Marv, I used to get hurt sometimes high-fiving guys on the sidelines when my teammates made nice plays.
I never had that problem.
You had nothing to high-five about, didn't you?
Did your teams jerk around a lot, John?
Careful, Marv.
All right, here's Jackson. He is rejected. John Barry, who just came on, able to get to that loose ball. Miller sets it up for Skidishvili.
A little slow on that one, weren't you? Getting it out?
I was going to call him Nicholas. It's not Nicholas. Barry for 3. It is Nicholas. Mobley, wild shot.
You've got 2 coaches who preach taking the offensive foul. We've got guys all over the floor here tonight in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Now Ryan Bowen will come on for the Nuggets. Foul on Cato, that's his first. And a timeout with just under 3 to go in this first quarter. First of the doubleheader here on TNT. A look at downtown Houston. We'll be right back.
From TNT, drama is what drives you to the edge.
Go, go, go! You don't know who you are anymore. You had everything. You threw it all away.
Driven. Don't miss the
The network television premiere Friday, November 7th at 8 p.m. on TNT. We know drama.
It's the winning season for the Hyundai Sonata. Protected by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Loaded with standard features like dual front side impact airbags. But the Sonata costs $2,100 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And now get an extra $1,500 cash back. The Hyundai Sonata starting at just $14,539 after $1,500 cash back. You're the winner at the Hyundai Winning Season Clearance. Going on now at your Hyundai dealer.
Where does reality end and pure vision begin? A Pioneer plasma display can deliver more than 1 billion colors, taking high-definition television to a whole new level. Pure vision. Sound, vision, soul. Pioneer.
Stop by Dunkin' Donuts and pick up our delicious Halloween Munchkins donut hole treats. Served in our glow-in-the-dark bucket with safety tips for kids. They're just the thing for a happy and safe Halloween.
It is $24.99. It's been marked down from $25.99. It's really a bargain if you call today. These stones are commonly found in Brazil and Australia.
At Wachovia, we learn from the world around us and realize that nothing in life can be too convenient. Wachovia convenience, so you can bank any way, any place, anytime. Wachovia.
Really freshly brewed Dunkin' Donuts coffee. For a smooth, delicious cup in the morning, it's just the thing.
Jeff Van Gundy in his first game as head coach of the Rockets. Just 5 months ago, he was wearing a headset here at the table. In fact, Jeff's last game with TNT during the playoffs, May the 29th, took the job as head coach of the Rockets. Led to a tour, yes, of the new Toyota Center. Here's the official announcement by the Rockets. And then earlier tonight, when Jeff and the Rockets took the court. Steve, they had a very intense relationship.
It's not going to be like that between you and me, is it, Czar?
I mean, I offered to shake a hand. And we're supposed to be mature enough to get past some of our other differences.
And there were many differences. Andre Miller converts. Rockets now lead by 3.
I like the shot of Jeff in the hard hat. Kind of reminded me of, was it 1988, Michael Dukakis wearing the tank helmet, which
very
ruined
similar.
his presidential bid.
Cato. And Cato is stripped. Miller penetrates and he's blocked and fouled.
This is one of the things I love about Andre Miller. His ability to get to the rim. He and Carmelo have both given the Nuggets a guy who can get to the rim, get fouled. And there you see him getting to the line again with that drive, strong drive to the basket. Andre is just so strong, so good with the ball. Even though he's not a great perimeter shooter, he still finds a way to get to the rim and to get by people and to keep them on his hip.
Foul committed by Cato, his second. Andre Miller, an 80% free throw shooter. Reminder, college football returns to TBS Saturday night. Catch all the action as the Oregon Ducks take on the Washington Huskies at 10 o'clock Eastern time. It's Pac-10 football this Saturday night on TBS.
One of the other things you get when you have players that can penetrate, you mentioned between Carmelo and Miller, they have two excellent ones. You get big people from the defense leaving their men to go and try and protect the front of the rim, and as a result, their guys can then go to the offensive boards. Last night, 23 offensive rebounds for Denver against the San Antonio Spurs.
Francisco Elson, who just checked in out of the University of California and from the Netherlands, just called for that offensive foul.
A real interesting young man. Came out of Cal Berkeley, speaks 4 languages. Was played in Europe. Actually a second-round draft pick of Denver initially. And here he comes back at 27 years of age, and a guy who gives him some toughness. Jeff Bizdel really likes his toughness and his work attitude.
Apparently a loose ball foul because Yao is on the line with Denver over the limit. And Earl Boykins checking in for the first time, 5'5" out of Eastern Michigan, signed to a long-term contract following a breakthrough year that he had last season with Golden State. That's Boykins with the ball being guarded by Jackson.
Boy, was he great last year. He was so exciting. The Golden State fans loved him.
And saw quite a bit of action in the fourth quarter. He came up with clutch shots. Skeeter not able to hit. And it was saved by Elson. Here's Barry. Fisher, Francis tried to draw the foul, and a 3 for John Barry.
Well, you may go down and try and draw the foul, but you got to get back up again, particularly when you got a guy like John Barry, who you know wants to step back behind the three-point line. You can go down, but get back up. Don't lay there looking for cameras.
Steve Chabby with the call away from the ball, the foul on Elson.
There's Steve Francis trying to take the charge, but then Barry realizes he's down, so he steps right back, winds up hitting a wide-open 3.
Yao back to the line. He's 3 for 4 from the line. And several of the players indicating a wet spot on the floor at the other end, which the ball boys have taken care of.
Marv Bowen out on the floor for the Nuggets right now. First day that Jeff Bizdel walked into the building with Carmelo Anthony, Bowen was standing there across the floor, and Carmelo Anthony had no idea who he was. And Jeff Bizdel said, "You know who that is over there?" And he said, "No." And he said, "That's the best thing that's ever going to happen to you, is meeting that young man." He said, "Because he's going to push you every day in practice and teach you how to play basketball the way it should be played, moving without the ball, all small things he needed to work on."
Very high energy guy with lots of floor burns, Mr. Hustle, Brian Bowen. Barry is fouled. He was pushed. Foul on Taylor, his first.
These guys are already being given a nickname in Denver. Barry, Bowen, and Boykins are the killer bees, which is kind of obvious. But I think they're going to be a high-energy bench that's going to come in and provide a boost for this Denver team. A lot different look from their starters, but as they had trouble scoring last year, I think this is a squad that could improve on that.
And Boykins knocks down his first field goal. Well, John Barry was the leader of the bench in Sacramento and last couple of years in Detroit. Another energy-type player. Yao called for the offensive foul. A minute left in this first quarter. The game is tied at 20.
After he shows the ball, watch him invade the space of the defensive man. He moves into him. Defender holds his ground. Good call by the official.
Nelson did a very nice job there, too, holding his ground. I guess he did a nice job against Tim Duncan last night. Late in the game, gave Camby a rest. His coaching staff really likes him.
Yao Ming sitting down after picking up his second foul, and that is an offensive foul.
That's his first.
Collision between Mobley and Skidishvili.
When you get a foul like this, it's a combination of two guys' fault. The guy setting the screen comes up and is on the move. The guy with the ball going too soon and not allowing the screener to be set before you start to go. And perhaps just moving, sliding the left leg over a little bit, moved into the defender, and that's why it was called.
And we are seeing a new look. Bucci Norris. Coming off a disappointing season, Jeff Van Gundy put the pressure on, and he has dropped a lot of weight. He had ballooned to well over 200 pounds.
Marv, he was 215, and he is now 180. That's 35-pound difference from last season.
Yeah, but 17 of those pounds were from the afro being shaved off.
And pass recovered, though. And the Rockets maintain possession. 18 seconds remaining in the quarter. Look out. Maurice Taylor. And Norris will work the clock down. Final seconds of the quarter. Here's Taylor. 1 second remaining in the first quarter. After one here at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, the Rockets with a 22-20 lead. Yao Ming with the good start. He does have 2 fouls, but 9 points, 2 block shots. First of our doubleheader. LeBron of the Cavs going up against the Suns, following Denver and Houston.
It's the winning season for the Hyundai Sonata. Protected by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Loaded with standard features like dual front side impact airbags. But the Sonata costs $2,100 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And now get an extra $1,500 cash back. The Hyundai Sonata starting at just $14,539 after $1,500 cash back. You're the winner at the Hyundai Winning Season Clearance. Going on now at your Hyundai dealer.
Engaging a Star Destroyer isn't always suicide. Fire directly at the bridge, but make your shots count, or I'll be sending your medal to your widow. Be smart. Be victorious.
Rebel Strike. Rated teen.
Do you know what happened to Neo? Your friend needs your help. He needs all our help.
As long as there is a single breath in his body, he will never give up, and neither can we.
The Matrix Revolutions. Rated R. Starts Wednesday, November 5th.
I'm the reason that your block is vacant. Whoa.
Don't worry about all these kids coming straight into the league and not getting an education. They'll be fine. I'll be taking them to school every night.
What happened to that boy?
When we drafted Tim Duncan, I invited him to my home to get ready for the season. He was learning so much.
That doesn't count, you were out.
The roses are out, Timmy, not the daisies. So one day, you brought this into my home?
It's not something I'm proud of.
I calmly explained how Edge Pro Gel protects better than foam because it has 8 rich lubricants.
David sure knew how to make a guy feel comfortable.
More lemonade, Tim?
Edge Pro Gel. Save your skin.
Roses, Tim, are out of bounds.
Go with the gnomes. The gnomes can be out of bounds.
No one's been able to make the perfect chicken strip with the right chicken.
Sure this is chicken?
The right breading.
These are very dry.
The right sauce. Till Wendy's found a better way. Introducing Wendy's Homestyle Chicken Strips. Big pieces of breast filet with your choice of delicious Heartland Ranch, Deli Honey Mustard, and spicy Southwest Chipotle.
Nice.
Try Wendy's new Homestyle Chicken Strips. It's better here. And remember, you can eat great even late.
We sat in the studio just as bored as could be. Then in walked this cat. He was something to see.
Let's get this party started.
Would a team from the West once again be crowned kings?
Oh, yeah!
Or would a team from the East steal the rings?
It's so fun!
It's the NBA on TNT. It's guaranteed fun for you and for me.
A win-win scenario.
Thank you. Welcome back to Houston, Texas. This our Halloween Eve edition of TNT Thursday night. Azar got his trick-or-treating in earlier today.
He's wearing his mask too, isn't he? Nice costume.
Hard to tell.
Speaking of, excuse me, Mark, speaking of costumes, how about these uniforms tonight?
Talking about Denver?
And Houston. Houston looks like the Chinese national team.
Yes.
Denver looks like UCLA. It's like an exhibition game.
Yes, the Nuggets have gone pastel. It is a UCLA-like light blue with white and yellow. Is that a connection to Bruins alum and perhaps Denver general manager Kiki Vandeweghe?
Perhaps Kiki, and then I think maybe the Rockets are trying to sell a few jerseys to the billion or so people in China.
Second quarter is underway. Mobley not able to hit. Skeetishvili with the rebound. Houston 6 of 18 from the field in the first quarter. They opened up by hitting their first 4 shots and then went 2 of 14, but they have the lead by virtue of their free throw shooting, 9 of 10 at the line. Boykins and Taylor able to reach for it. Here's Norris, Mobley. Marjan Nakbar has come on here at the start of the second quarter. Another rookie, Braggs, able to come up with that loose ball. Here's Nakbar, and he hits. Nakbar, second-year player from Slovenia, first-round draft pick of the Rockets last year. Did not play much last season. Appeared in only 14 games.
Has not shot well in his career so far, but looks like he's got a pretty decent stroke from the looks of that shot right there.
Skid is Feely. And kept alive. The steal by Mobley. And it's a leg lock kickball. Boykins got a piece of it.
Well, we mentioned Moochie Norris losing the weight from last season. Skidisvili, on the other hand, has added 25 to 30 pounds to his frame in the offseason to try and get a little bit stronger and handle the NBA rigors every night.
Now that Carmelo Anthony is here, Skidisvili cannot play the 3 spot. Carmelo will be there every night for 40 minutes for the next 12 years, so he's going to have to learn how to play the 4.
Mobley posting up on Barry. And a new shot clock for the Rockets. The steal by Boykins and then deflected out, last touched by Norris. Boykins trying to break down court, but Norris got back.
Well, another thing that fits into the scheme or game plan of the Nuggets, to come back quickly and put pressure on you. Another guy who can dribble, penetrate, and the big thing about Boykins is he's a guy that can finish by making open shots.
Elson able to pick it up. Rockets very sloppy here in the second quarter. Boykins. Rockets have a 24-20 lead with 2.5 gone by in the second. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, the Czar, Mike Fratello, Craig Sager. We're in Houston. It's opening night for the Rockets. The Nuggets had their home opener last night, and they beat the San Antonio Spurs. Both clubs are having their difficulties. This shooting looking like what the Spurs and the Nuggets saw last night. Boykins breaking again, and he draws the foul. It's on Norris.
You cannot fall asleep when Boykins is on the floor. That was a side out of bounds in the backcourt. Everyone turned their head for a second, getting back on Houston's defense, and there he is, splitting, penetrating, drawing the foul, and he's an excellent free throw shooter.
And I think that's how Earl has to play. I mean, he's 5'5", and he's got to play that way at both ends of the floor. If he's going to be out there for 20 minutes, he's got to pester the opposition's guard defensively up and down the floor. And when he gets the ball, he's got to push it. And when he does that, he puts pressure all over the floor on the other team. It's tough to deal with. I used to hate playing against guys like that.
And let's face it, Jeff, as a coach, he's taken a couple of shots that are questionable.
Did you call Steve Jeff?
Oh, well, that's his middle name. Sometimes he likes to go by his middle name, just once in a while. But I'll go back to you first. Steve, a coach has to understand that, and that's why Jeff Bzdelic has been liberal in letting him take some of the shots he's taken thus far.
It counts, and the foul. The rookie, Corey Braggs, from Xavier of Ohio, though he's been playing overseas in Greece and Israel. Beautiful move, and he was hacked. Foul called at El Saad, and we'll take a break. Just under 9 remaining first half.
Computer's your life, Angela Vanna thought she was safe online.
Perfect hiding place.
She was dead wrong.
Oh, God.
See the Saturday Night Blue Classic, The Net, tomorrow night at 8 on TNT.
A home, a mother, her 2 kids, and their pet fish. Everything was perfectly routine until someone let the cat in. Now, the whole family has gone from ordinary.
Stop this right now! The fish is talking.
But is he saying anything? To extraordinary.
This is awesome! It's too much!
Mike Myers.
Hairball.
The Cat in the Hat. Rated PG. At theaters November 21st.
Like most families, we wanted an SUV, but Ours had to be especially rugged because my husband was brought up by wolves. But he's really not that different than any other guy. You know, he loves to be outdoors, so we bought a Honda Pilot.
Hey, Dad.
And that's been a lifesaver, really.
The Pilot, built by Honda.
This is Dave.
Dave. Bob Hayback.
Hi, Bob.
Dave, without the guiding hand of our big iron, you're a ship without a sail.
Well, not really. We just put in a Linux cluster of Dell servers with Intel Xeon processors.
Oh. Well, that's one way to go.
It's highly scalable, flexible, available.
Listen, Dave. Let's do lunch.
I'll get back to you.
Get more out of your data center with Dell Business Solutions. Call or go online today.
Ernie Johnson in Studio A in Atlanta. Tough day for the Clippers as they played the Sonics in Japan today. Not only did they lose the game 109-100, but Elton Brand, who had 21 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 block shots, suffered a fracture, hairline fracture of his right foot. He's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Elton Brand out 4 to 6 weeks for the Clippers. Let's get back now to Houston, guys.
A huge, huge loss for that team. They already lost through free agency last year or trades. Olowokandi, Lamar Odom, Hayakowski, who's here with Houston right now, Andre Miller, who's here with Denver right now. Good players that have left the organization, and now one of the guys that they signed to a long-term deal, Elton Brand, goes down for perhaps 4 to 6 weeks.
You hate to see anybody get hurt, but I especially hate seeing guys like Elton Brand who love the game, who work so hard, who are so good at it, and enjoy it so much. When those guys go down, it's more painful to see.
This the rookie, Torrey Braggs, looking to complete a three-point play. Rockets 27, Nuggets 22. Boykins and Barry in the backcourt. Carmelo Anthony is back up front with Nene and Bowen. Shot clock down to 3. Here's Barry. Yes. So Barry goes glass, and the Rocket lead is down to 3. Mobley rejected. Carmelo Anthony for Earl Boykins.
Anderson with the good legs, the good leaping ability on the block.
Chris Anderson, 3-year man from Blinn, Texas, junior college. Terrific athlete. Play by Nars. Break it up. Here comes Steve Francis. Francis checks back in.
As soon as Carmelo caught the ball in the low post area, you saw what Houston has decided to do. Go get him, get the ball out of his hands by double teaming right away. He tried to repost, but he was too far off the block.
Boykins had a force of the shot clock running down. Dangerous pass thrown by Cato. And Norris with a bad play.
Sometimes there's nowhere to go and you try and create something.
Anderson out of control, recovered though. Boykins regroups. Anthony, he was bottled up. Anthony on the recovery. And it's a 3-second violation. Basket will not count. Sloppy play at both ends.
As the old cliche goes, I don't think they'll be sending the game tape to Springfield, Massachusetts, will they, Marv? This is ugly. For those of you who don't know, Marv and Mike, that's where the Basketball Hall of Fame is.
Yeah. Steve was looking for more of a reaction.
Yeah, didn't get much, but maybe I didn't deserve much.
We'll try to work with you as we go on here.
Norris lost it. And the adventurous play continues. Look away pass from Barry. It counts. And the foul. Chris Anderson with the bucket. And he'll go to the line.
From our angle, you could see that John Barry knew Anderson was running that center lane sprint the entire time. He looks right, but delivers it to Anderson, who makes a great catch and finish all in one motion. He knows he's running the center lane sprint. It's just a matter of getting it. Good hands right there, and the finish.
Foul committed by Norris. John Barry has had neck problems throughout preseason. Actually was a question mark for the opener last night. Czar was all over John Barry about his lack of activity in the preseason.
Well, I just asked him prior to the game, you're going to go for a change tonight. He said, hey, it's regular season. He said, not exhibition season, regular season.
He's a vet. He knows what he's doing.
Francis and tipped home.
Give Carmelo 2 on that.
Yes, I think he got a piece of it. Cato gets credit. Game is tied at 27. Francis goes behind the back. Francis out of reverse, and he's fouled.
I think one of the things that Steve Francis is doing tonight so far that I like, he's recognizing when Yao's in the game, when he's not. When Yao's out of the game, I think it's fine for him to go ahead and drive to the rim, try to get fouled, put the ball on the floor. You see the replay here. He's so good with the ball. Goes right around Andre Miller, and then he uses his ball handling ability and his strength to get the foul.
So Francis to the line. 80% free throw shooter.
Into the game for the Nuggets,
Sean Leonard checking back in. Steve, earlier we were talking about the backcourt combination of Francis and Mobley. Can the Rockets become an elite team with Francis as the point guard, or you call him the point guard?
I think ultimately the mix has to be a little different. Francis reminds me so much of Allen Iverson, and you see what Philadelphia has done. They put Eric Snow, a big point guard, next to him, as we see Andre Miller driving and drawing another foul, sending him to the line again. But I just think that Francis is not really a pure point guard. He's a great scorer. It'd be great for them to get a big point guard who they can have to handle the ball, allow Steve to run off more screens, create more offense that way.
Question is, how many valid point guards are there and who is available?
Well, that's always the question. And of course, Coutinho Mobley in his own right is an excellent player. The question is, can you have two guys who both need the ball and need shots in the same offense with Yao Ming?
Rockets and Nuggets tied at 29. Van Gundy going with the combination of Mobley, Francis, and Norris in a three-guard setup. Foul is called on Miller. That's his second.
Denver wanted to try and force that pick and roll down towards the baseline. Andre Miller got up on top, thinking he was high enough to force the ball down, but offense makes up its mind. It's going right. Sometimes it's tough to send him left.
Strong move by Francis. It counts on the foul.
That's incredible.
It really is, because when you realize that he knows he's got the step, explodes to the basket, and then he's confronted by Anderson. He's trying to finish with the dunk, gets above the rim, and still has it go in.
That guy's 6'2". You know, I mean, that was a play that you see from a 6'7" swingman type. That's a small guard making that play.
And May hit the deck, was looking for a foul call on Cato, and a kickball is called.
I think it's going to be overturned. I don't think that ball was kicked, and I think Steve Javie is going to possibly turn that over.
Well,
no, maybe not.
Apparently he's going to let it go. So Denver will maintain possession. Timeout taken. 5:52 to go in this first half.
Thanks for letting me bring Fifi.
Oh, anything for you, baby. I'd give you the moon, the stars, and the ultimate love potion. Ice cold Bud Light.
Whoa!
taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Don't worry, I got him. Ooh.
Amidst the lush rolling fairways of the Griff Harris Memorial Golf Course, you'll find Ristorante Fiore. Hosted by Frank Carpentieri of Garden Catering, Ristorante Fiore offers its customers a wide variety of choices. Whether it's sitting down for a nice dinner with the family, grabbing a bite to eat on the patio, or heading to the bar to cool off after a round of golf, Ristorante Fiore has it all. Ristorante Fiore can even accommodate large events, catering to your every need. So check us out, located at the Griff Harris Memorial Golf Course near the Westchester County Airport on King Street.
The decisions made by our judges on the bench affect each and every one of us. It is critical that our judges have the experience and qualifications to make these difficult decisions, and many organizations agree that Susan Cacase is right for the job.
As a prosecutor for 14 years, I've spent thousands of hours prosecuting criminal cases throughout Westchester County. Let me continue to work for you. Please vote for me on Tuesday, November 4th for County Court Judge.
Back in Houston, the NBA on TNT is being brought to you by Bud Light for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. And by the Answer 7 from RBK in stores November the 7th. Welcome you back to the new Toyota Center. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this first half. Rockets up by 2. Let's check in with Craig.
Jeff Van Gundy touring the new Toyota Center with a hard hat. Well, what maybe Jeff did not tell us, here's some facts. The Toyota Center was built with 350,000 mason blocks. It is 151 feet from the bottom to the top. Over 3,000 tons of steel, 45,000 cubic yards of concrete, an estimated 2,500 workers on this project. And Fleetwood Mac opened the arena on October 6th. Also, you may want to notice there are 80 luxury suites, 14 courtside suites, and the big thing about it, theater seats. And all these theater seats, Marv, are wide enough that even Charles Barkley could go home.
I knew there's a punchline coming up somewhere. The scramble continues. Oh, nice move. That was Globetrotter style. Coach Dinars with the unselfish play, setting it up for Maurice Taylor. This is a beautiful arena. Gorgeous. Luxury seats very close to the court. Carmelo Anthony has been held in check thus far. Today, able to get to the loose ball. Anderson fired one up off the glass and did draw the foul. Taylor picks up his third, and Anderson will go to the line.
Nuggets moving in the penalty for the remaining of the quarter.
Well, time for our NBA.com question of the night. With which of these young players would you start your team? Carmelo Anthony of the Denver Nuggets, LeBron James of Cleveland, Yao Ming of the Rockets, Amari Stoudemire of the Suns. Czar, very disappointed to say there is no other.
I was looking for other. That was
log on to NBA.com and cast your vote. Apparently they were so disgusted with your voting for other every time we mentioned this that they left it out.
Well, since you can't vote for other, who would you take off that screen?
It's tough to pass up on a big guy that you can throw the ball to every time down the floor and make something happen, not only for himself, but for his teammates.
Yao would be my pick, too.
Yao is foul.
I think as good as those young guys are going to be, and probably already are, if you look at the history of the NBA, I think Michael Jordan is probably the only wing perimeter type player who has really built a dynasty with his team. Everybody else you look at, whether it's Bill Russell, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, Hakeem, going back to the Lakers, Kareem, those championship teams are built around big guys. There are thousands of people in the world who are 6'5", 6 feet, who can play basketball. There's only a handful who are over 7 feet tall who can really play, and those are the guys who ultimately make a huge difference.
You mean those Bulls teams weren't built around Longley and Cartwright, the centers, big centers they had at that time?
Actually, they were built around Judd Bushlick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Remember Judd?
I think Judd will really appreciate this conversation. But he is a former college teammate of yours, so
yes.
he'll accept it.
He'll accept.
He knows you.
That's his first.
And the foul is called on Jackson. Carmelo Anthony has been very quiet in his 13 minutes, only 1 of 5 from the field. This is his first appearance at the line, 19 years old. His 1 season at Syracuse was brilliant, capped off by winning the national championship. And Denver, a perfect team for Carmelo. He's on a club where he will be the featured scorer. It did not happen last night. It's not happened here tonight. At long range, that will be the case. And Francis continues to take it to the rim.
And a little bit of a defensive mix-up that time between Andre Miller and Carmelo Anthony on that side pick and roll. Watch Anthony, what he does. Miller goes underneath, and then Anthony thinks he's supposed to go back to Jackson, and it allows the ball to turn the corner, and now Francis goes to the line for 2.
And that's communication. You know, when you're a guard and you're being picked, you have to know what's coming, and your teammate, in that case Carmelo, has to understand. He's got to yell out, what's the play? Is it a switch? Are you getting under the screen? If there's no communication, those are the types of mix-ups that can happen.
Those are things that are talked about in pregame meetings and shoot-arounds in the mornings. Stuff like if it's a 1-3 point guard, small forward, pick and roll on the sideline, we're going to switch that. And that's a lot of stuff for a youngster coming in to remember.
And Carmelo, remember, he played 2-3 zone under Jim Boeheim all last year. He didn't play a whole lot of man-to-man.
Strong ball by Nene. Here's a guy who had his name changed legally in his second year in the NBA out of Brazil. Had an outstanding rookie season. Started slowly but came on strong. Anthony off the steal. Fires for 3. And that was a 4 shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure Jeff Bezdelik wants to give that much of a green light.
Jackson off the reverse, and the Rockets lead 39-34.
That's what happens when you take a bad shot. Floor balance is distorted. Long shot usually leads to long missed shot, leads to longer rebounds. It allows the team coming back at you in transition. You get an easy basket.
Miller and Leonard now in the backcourt. Anderson is up front with Anthony and Nene. Shot clock down at 2. Miller. Nene on the offensive glass, and Francis hit the floor. And Nene shows the touch.
If he can hit that shot, he's going to be a great player in this league because he's almost as athletic as Amari Stoudemire. He's got a lot of potential. If he can knock down the 12, 15-foot shot, now he's an offensive weapon.
Here's Yao powering his way past Nene, who goes 6'11", 260, and is dwarfed by the 7'5" Yao Ming. Brown wanted to travel on Anderson. Foul is called on Mobley.
Because of the new defensive guidelines that have been implemented over the last couple of seasons in the NBA, isolations, one-on-one situations where the players are all cleared out, you'll see him drop step to the left and now come back and does not force his way through the chest of the defender, so it's a score. But we'll get back and talk about those guidelines in a second.
Oh, good.
Benny Wallace, wrong direction, bro.
Some other time.
Let me tell you something. ESPN NBA basketball. I've lived the 24/7 mode, and I've achieved the ISO motion. Like this, and like that, and like this. Rated everyone.
At TGI Fridays, every bite is twice as good. Because our double glazed ribs feature 2 bold flavors. First, they're basted with our rich, smoky Tennessee glaze. And then finished with Friday's tangy barbecue sauce. Tear into Friday's tender double glazed ribs. Glazed twice for a one-of-a-kind taste. Double glazed ribs, only at Fridays.
Benny Wallace, wrong direction, bro.
Some other time.
Let me tell you something. ESPN NBA basketball. I've lived the 24/7 mode, and I've achieved the ISO motion. Like this, and like that, and like this. Rated everyone.
I'm on a set of pillows. Pillows.
Nathan Lane is under the influence of To Kill a Mockingbird.
There were so many unforgettable moments in that movie.
Do your duty. Saturday, November 1st at 8 p.m. with an encore at midnight. Only on Turner Classic Movies.
Did he do the crime?
Right there in black and white.
He was murdered.
Law and Order. You know you love it. Now see it weeknights at 7. Cable's only destination for Law and Order is now TNT.
Yao Ming certainly has been given his opportunities here in the first half to touch the basketball and make good things happen at the offensive end. He starts out by showing us his ability to fade a little bit on that jump shot in the lane and hit the fall-away jumper. A nice jump hook a little bit up into the red painted area and then back his man down with a drop step and power his way through, just the way his head coach Jeff Van Gundy would like to see it end. Assistant coach Patrick Ewing working with him every day, developing his post moves and footwork.
Very nice stat line for Yao Ming in this first half. Rashawn Leonard at the line. Both clubs are over the foul limit. Rashawn Leonard in his 9th NBA season out of the University of Minnesota. Originally a second-round pick of the Bucks. Spent 5 years with Miami, a couple of years with Denver, in Toronto last year, and signed as a free agent back with the Nuggets. Rockets up by 3. Harv Albert, Lazar, Mike Fratello, Steve Kerr, Greg Sager. We're in Houston for the first of our TNT doubleheader. Jackson able to follow his shot, and they get the new 24. And Jackson comes up hobbling. Mobley, yes. Coutinho Mobley extends to a 5-point Rocket lead.
Well, that time you saw Yao Ming come out and set a screen, and as big as he is, he's going to set some nice screen and rolls, which will give Mobley a chance to shoot the perimeter shot.
Jackson off the steal, got it down point to Mobley, and he is fouled. Good sequence here by the Rockets. Leonard called on the foul. Coming up on the Verizon Wireless halftime report, Ernie Johnson along with Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley. Take a look back at the first half of the Rockets and Nuggets, and a look ahead as LeBron James and the Cavaliers take on the Phoenix Suns. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Terrific debut last night in Sacramento for LeBron. 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, although the Cavaliers lost to the Kings.
He was really good last night. From his first jump shot, it was a different looking jump shot. He brought the new one out of the closet for opening night.
We did not see that about a week and a half ago in the preseason game in Los Angeles. Leonard firing one up. I would think that Joe Johnson would have the assignment of defending against LeBron James. Yao, played by Nene. Mobley. Yao is such an excellent passer.
And that's what happens when you have to double. You got to throw it out to the perimeter, and you get a great penetrator like Coutinho Mobley, who can take advantage of the double and get to the rim.
Miller coming right back, so the Rockets now lead by 6.
We just see the two distinctive styles there. It took Houston 43 dribbles, 4 passes, and then to get a bucket, and then Andre Miller dribbles the length of the floor, lays it up and in. All of a sudden.
Yao with the spin. Oh, beautiful job. It has been a very long first half for Nene. Final minute of the half. Holdley posted. Anderson came over to help. And here's Boykins. Leonard, difficult angle. Now unleashes. And a traveling violation. Boykins able to get in front of Mobley to cause the travel.
Earl didn't even have to bend over to get in front of him. He was at his knees.
Boykins anticipates pretty well where the outlet pass is going and then sneaks underneath. Offensive player can't see him, comes up with the travel.
The newest addition to the Houston roster, former member of the Utah Jazz, Scott Padgett, who signed as a free agent recently, is checked in for the first time. And the rookie from Xavier played well earlier. Torrey Braggs has come on.
The reason for Padgett is because of the injury to Piatkowski, who is the range shooter. They need more shooters on the floor for Houston. With him out, Jeff Van Gundy felt, let's try and bring another guy in who has the ability to spread the floor, make some threes. That's why they signed Padgett.
Rockets take a 20-second timeout.
And they took Padgett out already. I didn't think he played that poorly while he was out there.
I don't think Jeff liked the way he made his way over to the scorer's table.
Yeah.
Something about the wall.
Speaking about Jeff, Marv, you know, coaches go through pain and suffering every night that they coach in the NBA. And he's got an 82-game regular season schedule, 8 exhibition games before that. And then if you make it to the playoffs, well, that gentleman right there, Jeff Van Gundy, he's going to be suffering through 164 games this year because his brother Stan Van Gundy was elevated to the head coaching position in Miami. So not only does Jeff have to worry about his own games here in Houston, but then he's worried every night about his brother's games that he's coaching.
And is it just me, or does the pain and suffering just seem to show up on Jeff's face a little bit more than on other coaches?
It's amazing what makeup artists do.
He looked good sitting next to you guys last year.
And Stan Van Gundy is added to the list. 11 new coaches in the NBA. Pat Riley with the surprising announcement just prior to the start of the season that he would just move upstairs and continue as president, general manager of the team. But Stan Van Gundy is top assistant, takes over. Jeff Van Gundy says he's back coaching because he says he missed the misery. Although he did say he had some of those moments with us last year.
Sure he did. I haven't seen any yet, but I'm going to give it some time.
It will be short time.
You know, it was a very important afternoon for Jeff, not only preparing for the game tonight, but there was a parent-teacher conference meeting at his daughter Maddie's school, so Jeff had to be there to meet the teachers and say hello.
Yeah, you're going to ruin his reputation as this hard worker. He's supposed to be a guy who sleeps in his office, and now you're saying he's going to his kid's parent-teacher conference?
He discovered there's another world out there when he was with us.
Final seconds, first half. Andre Miller. Wow. Boom by Miller. Down to 2, down to 1. Andre Miller with 13 points to lead the Nuggets. Yao Ming, 15 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 7 of 8 from the line. Steve Francis, 4 for 6 for 11 points. Let's go to Craig Sager.
Well, Steve, a year ago we had people making bets that Yao had never scored 20 points in a game. Here, a year later, he's got 15 and a half. How much better is he this year?
He's got a lot better. You know, he's much stronger. He's more advanced as far as, you know, how much he recognizes the offense, and he recognizes when he's getting double teamed.
How comfortable are you running Jeff Van Gundy's system?
It's good, man. I think that, you know, everybody gets a chance to get the ball. Whenever you get an opportunity in the open court, he wants you to push the ball and shoot. But, you know, once we go inside to our big man, I don't think nobody can stop him.
Thanks a lot, Marv.
All right, Craig, so halftime here in Houston. Rockets 48 and the Nuggets 42. Let's go to our Atlanta studios. Here's Ernie Johnson.
Thank you, Marv. Time for the Verizon Wireless halftime report on this Halloween Eve, and the studio all decked out by the best crew in the business.
Oh, I didn't know that was in the studio.
Oh, you meant these people who work here?
Yeah, they're the best. You guys are not bad either. Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith.
The crack staff.
Kenny the Bum
crack
Smith.
staff? The staff that's on crack.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
48-42. Denver beat the Spurs last night to get things started. They go to Houston tonight. They're down 6. Carmelo Anthony, 4 points in the first half. Thoughts? No rhythm?
Well, right now, there's no fluid motion to the game. And I think, the point guards have a big responsibility with Denver is trying to get him involved but both of those guys, Earl Boykins and Andre Miller, are pretty much scorers in general. And so, but one thing that Denver makes them better right now, this guy gets double teamed. Last year, no one on their team commanded a double team like this. So now these guys do have free reign to the basket. And here it is, Andre Miller going to the basket and he's able to get a bucket. But I think if a guy is able to get double teams for you, you have to reward him by sometime going back to him, even though he throws it out the double team. And that's what Denver is not doing right now. And he's not really getting any offense, and they're down 6.
Well, first of all, when you get double, you're supposed to get an easier shot than that. You shouldn't have to pass it, take it between your leg 3 or 4 times because, each team has 5 guys. If 2 of them guard 1 guy, that means somebody open.
Thank you for the refresher course on the basic rules of the game of basketball.
Where you go? Well, I can't talk about Auburn right now. We just got killed last week.
You know what? This is the first game of a doubleheader. So we see Carmelo Anthony.
I'm excited to see LeBron James.
LeBron James in Game 2, coming off his debut last night at Arco Arena in Sacramento. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals, 12 out of 20 field goals.
I can see that Nike stock going up as we speak.
This is a similar type game for him that going back to Phoenix because another, he's going to be playing point guard, and then even when he moves over to small forward, Sean Marion is a little undersized, not as big as LeBron. He could still have, and they'll go up and down. So you're going to see a couple of these passes for dunks.
Boy, young fella don't know how to score right now.
And just a short time ago, there he was.
That Terry Bradshaw, Doug Williams.
No, it is not. You know who that is?
Doug Williams?
No.
That's the whole football team coming in there.
It is Bob Greasy's Purdue jersey. Yeah. Serious throwback.
Who's Bob Greasy?
I'm going to just say it now. If you're over,
just kidding.
These guys
Brian Greasy.
Yeah, these guys can wear throwbacks.
You're the only person old enough to remember Bob Greasy. I know Brian Greasy.
You're absolutely right. And, hey, look at this guy, George Karl, who is going to be joining us when we come back from break. We have much to talk about.
That's my man.
Yes, he is.
The Verizon Wireless Halftime Report is presented by Verizon Wireless, official wireless provider of the NBA.
Can you hear me now? Good.
I love this game because the NBA is for lovers. Oh, cute.
Tradition.
A look on the other guy's face. To be my own Manning.
Being a woman.
Because last year, I couldn't.
Millions of little girls.
Every athlete is fueled by something.
Like most families, we wanted an SUV, but ours had to be especially rugged because my husband was brought up by wolves. But he's really not that different than any other guy. He loves to be outdoors, so we bought a Honda Pilot.
Hey, Dad.
And that's been a lifesaver, really.
The Pilot, built by Honda.
Companion fares. Save up to 35%. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
Benny Wallace, wrong direction, bro.
Some other time.
Let me tell you something. ESPN NBA basketball. I've lived the 24/7 mode, and I've achieved the ISO motion. Like this, and like that, and like this. Rated everyone.
In less than 12 hours, the machines will breach the dock walls.
I know what I have to do.
If you tell me we'll make it, I'll believe you.
We'll make it. We have to.
The Matrix Revolutions, rated R, starts Wednesday, November 5th.
Dave. Brian. Are these your consultants?
They're providing an ongoing assessment.
We're on a standardized Dell Linux solution. PowerEdge servers, Intel Xeon processors.
What about assessment? Validation, deployment.
Dell's services are proven and scalable end to end. They're customer-centric.
We're more contractually inseparable.
Manage your enterprise for less with the flexibility of Dell products and services. Call or go online today.
Now, I don't know why she's tripping. It was only weed. I only tried it once.
You're grounded. That means no phone.
Mom, come on.
Don't even think about it.
She doesn't love being tough. She's tough because she loves. She is the enforcer, and she knows she can make a difference.
When I say no weed, I mean no weed.
Yeah, you want to hit this and get grounded again? Nah, man, I'm cold.
The enforcer. She's more than a hero. She's
a good mom.
You're more powerful than you know.
Welcome back to the Verizon Wireless Halftime Report. Our buddies at ESPN got a doubleheader on Friday. Timberwolves taking on the Nets. And the Sixers, Allen Iverson, by the way, straining his left shoulder in practice today, day-to-day, taking on the Sacramento Kings.
But are we all?
We are all day-to-day.
That's Charlie Steiner, old ESPN friend of mine.
Hey, George Karl. 16 years in the coaching biz.
He'll be back soon.
And always
16
in control.
Wow.
Always, you know, in control of all his faculties. Even keel at all times.
Wait. What call we talking?
Oh, maybe that.
Carl Malone?
Who wrote that? I have no idea. George Karl joins us from Arco Arena in Sacramento. Good to see you again, Coach. How are you?
That's not fair. I don't get to see the footage.
Oh, it was just stuff of you on the sidelines. Always, you know, very mellow. Hey, you know, you're looking good. I can tell that you're out of the coaching biz. You look well rested, no puffiness around the eyes, none of that stuff.
Yeah, first time in 38 years without a basketball team, so it's been an interesting experience. I'm enjoying it, even though I do miss the being in the gym and being around the team. But I think a year away, maybe a little bit longer. I'd like to try one more time, but right now I'm really enjoying what I'm doing.
You're right. He's right about it. You're not puffy around your eyes, but if you look down at your stomach, you're a little puffy.
Charles.
George, you know I love you.
How big are you now?
George, I'm slimming down. I realize that I'm really too good looking to be fat, and I'm really working hard on my body.
That promo of putting you on the scale, they didn't do that this year, have they?
No, because I'm not that fat anymore. Hey, Coach, were you out there last night to get an opportunity to see LeBron James play?
No, I flew in today. I get to see him tomorrow. I saw him a couple times in exhibition season. I think Coach Silas did a great job by putting him back on at the point position or in exhibition season. He wasn't getting involved enough. He wasn't getting enough touches. He didn't get a good feel for the game. And his number one asset right now is his ability to make basketball plays. I don't know if he has a position on the basketball court, but when he has the ball, he does make things happen. So I thought last night was a great start for him. It'll be interesting to see him tonight.
Coach Karl, when you look around and you see all the changes in the league, what teams kind of surprise you, either good or bad, and just say, you know what, that's really interesting down there?
Well, you know, to be honest with you right now, the teams that I think there's been too much change in the league right now. Teams like San Antonio, I think teams like Dallas, they're struggling a little bit. They don't have a good rhythm. And last night, Sacramento, I thought had a good rhythm, but they fell asleep towards the fourth quarter. So I think all the teams that we expect to be really special right now are kind of behind because of the changes. 11, 12 coaching changes in the league, over 100 players changed teams. Right now, my feeling right now says it's too much change, and I think it's going to take some time for everybody to catch up.
One of those guys in a new place, your old point guard, Gary Payton. What'd you think about his debut with the Lakers the other night?
Well, I thought they were fantastic. Karl Malone, 9 assists. Gary Payton, 9 assists. Shaq kind of had total control of the game, even though he didn't have big numbers. My question is, when Kobe comes back, is 4 egos going to be too much on the basketball court? I think they're going to have a great team. I think Phil Jackson is the best psychologist in the game of coaching right now. I think he'll figure it out, but I think it also is going to take some time.
Who's going to win the championship?
Well, if I had to pick it today, I'd probably take LA, but I like the team that I'll be seeing tomorrow here in Sacramento. I think they've done everything they needed to have done in the last 2 to 3 years. They've grown up. They've got better defensively. They moved the ball well. It's time now that Weber and Bibby step up and win a championship.
Hey, George Karl, it is always good to talk to you, and enjoy your time on this side, you know, on the TV side of things and off the sidelines, and enjoy it, man. It's great seeing you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ernie.
George Karl joining us live from Arco Arena. Doubleheader night here on TNT. Carmelo Anthony and the Nuggets trailing by 6 in Houston.
Log on to SI.com for the latest NBA news, scores, and more from Sports Illustrated.
I'm a giver. If somebody's feeling it, I give them the rock. When the man cuts back door, I give him the no-look ooh. When someone thinks all I'm gonna do is give it up, I give him a little woo, woo. My name is Baron. Steve. My name is Starberry. I create momentum.
NBA Live 2004 with freestyle. Rated E for everyone.
I create with freestyle. Freestyle.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Jared? What are you doing here? I don't know. I just always wanted to try this place. But Jared, it's okay. I had Subway for lunch.
When you have wholesome, low-fat sandwiches from Subway, it's all right to indulge now and then. Try our delicious sweet onion chicken teriyaki sandwich, made fresh with under 6 grams of fat, so you can feel good about being good and okay about being bad. Some dessert, sir? Subway, good, so you don't always have to be.
How did Lincoln Mercury become such a powerful force in SUVs? Diversification. Save now during the SUV drive-away sales event on the big, bold Lincoln Navigator, the spirited Lincoln Aviator, or choose Mercury Mountaineer with leather seating services for $329 a month RCO with $13.99 down payment due at signing. Hurry, the SUV drive-away ends soon at your tri-state Lincoln Mercury dealer.
The Hyundai Accent. The only car in its class with the added safety of standard front side impact airbags. The Hyundai Accent is the best-selling car in its class. And only the Accent is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like you win. Test drive the Hyundai Accent. Nicely equipped for just $84.99 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get $1,500 cash back or 0% APR through October 31st.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of dissemination of this telecast, or the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Have you seen next week's doubleheader on TNT? The Pacers and the Nets get us started, and then it's the Lakers and the Spurs next Thursday, TNT.
There are 1,000 reasons to love this game. What's yours?
He relies on it. She relies on it. More and more people every day count on Verizon Wireless, the company that gives you America's largest, most reliable wireless network. And now you can also get unlimited night and weekend minutes to use coast to coast when on an America's Choice calling plan. Plus, get 2 Nokia phones for just $49.99 after mail-in rebates. So you can stay in touch with all the people you know. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
The vaunted Imperial Walkers do have a weakness. Slice open their gut, and you'll bring them to their knees. Be smart. Be victorious.
Rebel Strike. Rated Teen.
On November 11th, get ready to get dumb. Dumb and Dumber with Harry Met Lloyd.
Are you sure?
The Platinum Series DVD with all new bonus features.
What stinks? That'd be me, sir.
Available November 11th. Cool.
I'm the reason that your block is vacant. Whoa.
Don't worry about all these kids coming straight into the league and not getting an education. They'll be fine. I'll be taking them to school every night.
What happened to that boy?
Well, this is a common occurrence for LeBron James in the pregame ritual of meeting with the press before he takes the court. That's game 2 of our doubleheader.
Yo, what's up? That's right. He back. Yo, yo.
his room somewhere. A nice hello, not a questionnaire. And a great breakfast on the house. Local calls, no charge, thank you. And someone who calls me by name and says,
Hey, Mr. Jensen, you missed a button there. At Hampton Inn, you got it, Mr. Jensen. From folks who'll do everything to make you feel refreshed, completely loverly, utterly satisfied. We love having you here.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
Sweet. Shake stuff up.
Where does reality end and pure vision begin? A Pioneer plasma display can deliver more than 1 billion colors, taking high-definition television to a whole new level. Pure vision. Sound, vision, soul. Pioneer.
If you've been injured in an accident,
Commercial. So, what's for dinner?
Remember that cute little pink blouse that I was telling you about the other day? You know, the one with the thing. Turkey pot pie.
Fast forward your wife and skip recorded commercials. Wow. Now you can get a free Dish Player DVR from Dish Network with up to 100 hours of tapeless recording with free installation. Visit Radio Shack, Sears, or a local participating retailer, or call 1-800-WOW-DISH.
Get your programs only on NBA TV.
Your all-access pass to everything basketball.
You want reality TV?
Get access never seen before on Real Training Camp.
See the world's best street ball action.
On the Entertainers Basketball Classic from Rucker Park.
Watch the inside.
Then go behind the scenes with all the people making NBA news.
Get your programs on NBA TV.
We've got exclusive games 4 nights a week.
Plus the playoffs.
Incredible high-definition broadcast.
Plus continuous news and highlights.
Around the clock.
No one brings you closer.
NBA TV, it's fantastic.
Let the truth be told.
TNT.
NBA Thursday.
The stars that night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, the sage in bloom is like perfume. Deep in the heart of Texas, reminds me of the one I love. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Yes, we do have a Texas theme going here as we welcome you back to the new Toyota Center. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, the Czar, Mike Fratello. And as we take a look at the stats, Carmelo Anthony 1 for 6 in his 16 minutes of play. Very quiet start for the rookie from Syracuse.
I think a couple of things have happened so far in the first 2 games of the season for Carmelo. Number one is he's pressing. I mean, it's normal. You come out of preseason, you're playing well, and now all of a sudden the games count. And so he's probably pressing. And of course, LeBron had a big night last night. Everybody's talking about him, and maybe Carmelo wants to live up to that. The other thing is, you know, the competition gets a lot better when the regular season starts. And his first 2 nights, trying to get to the rim against Tim Duncan last night, Yao Ming tonight, made things very difficult for him.
Well, let's take a look at the Jeep game summary.
I don't know if there'll be any time left to get to it since Steve is running his own show here tonight. But anyhow, as we see, field goal percentage.
See that?
No, it's a special. It's a Steve Kerr special.
It's all about me.
Free throw attempts. We see 20 free throw attempts for the Houston Rockets, and led by Yao Ming, who is 7 for 8 from the foul line.
Czar gets very emotional when he is not able to speak on camera. Quarter underway, 6-point lead for the Rockets. Yao lost it. And Francis trying to save it, stepped out of bounds. Denver Nuggets, who come off a win at home last night over the San Antonio Spurs, 80-72, although they shot only 29%. Tonight, just under 40% from the field. That win last night, incidentally, broke an 8-game losing streak. Camby not able to hit. Camby missing on the tip. They had lost their last 8 games last season. They went 0 for April. Francis, yes.
Do you think Carmelo cared about the Denver Nuggets going 0 for April last year? He was doing some nice things in April last year, I think.
You don't think that Carmelo was following the Nuggets closely? Yes, Carmelo on the NCAA champion Syracuse Orangemen squad. And here is Anthony, fouled by Jackson, and a technical foul. As Anthony was clobbered.
Marv, I think Steve Javie took exception to the blow that Jimmy Jackson gave Carmelo after the foul had already been called. You'll see here Denver trying to get Carmelo off early. He struggled, so they give him a little ISO, drives to the hoop. The foul occurred a little bit before.
And then that's because it's a hit to the face, Steve. That's the reason why Steve Javie called it right there. You'll see him come down. No attempt he feels at the ball. Instead, he goes and hits him in the face. That's the reason for the technical foul.
I would expect a flagrant foul in that situation. That's what they normally call if you hit a guy in the face. You don't often see a technical foul called under those circumstances.
Well, he didn't go down to the floor. Maybe that's the reason why. The fact that Carmelo stayed up on his feet, wasn't knocked down to the floor. If he had gone to the floor, you would have had the flagrant.
Now got a piece of it, 24-second violation. And we saw Jim Jackson and Cuttino Mobley go over to Carmelo Anthony, see if he's all right, and Carmelo just walked away, wanted no part of it. He was not happy.
No, and maybe the Houston veterans are saying, all right, let's see if you're going to bring it to the rim this time.
Rockets 50, Nuggets 43. Jackson gets the screen. Jackson actually lost the handle and then recovered.
No, he shot it that high because he was trying to get it over Yao, Mark. That was the problem.
This is the biggest lead of the night. Rockets up by 9. Nice pass from Anthony, and the foul, Nene.
I was worried about Nene getting that right leg caught underneath him when he came down there for a second. That's what concerned me.
Foul on Yao, his third. A concerned group of teammates checking out Nene.
As he goes down right here, his right leg buckles back underneath him, and that's what he's grabbing right now. It seems like he's grabbing part of the right leg. Second of the look, see how if we get that right leg as it comes down right there. Very fortunate.
Denver coach Jeff Bizdelic, very quick to get out of the court and check out the second-year player out of Brazil, the 21-year-old Nene. Hobbling to the free throw line.
Not that I would know, Marv, but when you have to come down from that altitude, did you see how high he jumped on that dunk attempt? And then to come down awkwardly, it's got to be very painful.
Nene last season, ending up as a first-team all-rookie, averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds, came on strong at the end of the year after a shaky start. Looked lost early on, and as you mentioned earlier, Nuggets hoping that he develops a better outside jumper. We saw the touch on one occasion in the first half.
You can see Denver's still going to have trouble scoring, and that's one of the reasons they want to run a lot, because there are only a couple guys on this team who can really score on their own, and that's Carmelo and Andre Miller.
They double up on Yao, and he is hit on a reach-in foul.
Fouls on number 31, Ming.
That's the second today. Jim Van Gundy going with his starting lineup with Yao and Cato, Jackson up front, Mobley and Francis in the backcourt. Nice ball movement by the Rockets to set it up for Mobley. Yes, a three for Cuttino Mobley.
Now that's the three-pointer as a coach that you'll settle for. You had good ball movement, you reversed sides of the floor, you made the defense change sides, and then you hit a guy with his feet planted, set, nobody in his face. Jimmy Jackson almost with the steal.
Anthony. Leonard for three. Rebounded by Cato. Rockets looking very sharp here. Well, they were looking sharp. Ball knocked away. Back comes Anthony. He's met by Yao. Anthony takes it right at him off the hesitation dribble and draws the foul.
Fouls on number 11, Yao Ming.
Anthony gives it a little bit of a hesitation as if he's going to pull up for the shot right there, and now decides he's going to turn the corner, draws the contact, goes to the line now to shoot two.
You know, a lot of times when you hear about a physical player, you think of a guy on defense who's a banger, a rebounder. Carmelo's a physical offensive player. You saw there, he drove into the lane against Yao Ming, 7'5", created the contact on his own. That's why I think he's going to be a big scorer in this league, because even when his outside shot is not working, he can use that physical play to get himself to the rim.
Anthony did pick up foul number 4 on Yao, who takes a seat. Maurice Taylor is back on. Maurice Taylor, who did not play at all in the preseason. You see Nene heading back to the locker room. They'll check him out. Maurice Taylor sat out because of a dislocated shoulder, so this is actually his first action. That's Taylor called for a traveling violation. And he was being played by Skeetershvili, who comes up hobbling. Skeetershvili for Nene. So he is up front with Anthony and Camby. Leonard and Miller in the backcourt. Here's Carmelo spinning his way on Jackson. Rockets wanted to run. Nuggets got back. Mobley with a nice fake. And tipped home.
It's a second basket tipped in by another player tonight for Houston.
That was Skeetershvili who tipped it, and Taylor, closest to it, will get credit for the bucket. Rockets open up a 10-point lead. Foul is called on Jackson.
Fouls on number 21, Jim Jackson. That's his third. Team score.
Jim Jackson has been all over Carmelo Anthony. Anthony just 1 of 8 from the field.
And you can see he's really trying to get himself going here in the third quarter, posting up, trying to drive to the rim, get into the lane. Still hasn't been able to get anything going, though.
And again, you just talked about the frustration there. That's why he just had the offensive foul, because they're into him, they're very physical with him, and as he tries to make his cut, you see him throw the arm of Jackson away. The official throws the foul on Carmelo Anthony. Which I know Michael Jordan never threw anybody's arm away on those shoes, right?
Never. And at the other end, Jim Jackson serving up a facial on Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, very impressive during preseason, but the game has changed as the regular season gets underway.
He'll be fine. 80 more games after tonight.
Camby kept it alive and then lost it. Mobley ahead of the field. And the Rockets have taken over this game. They've extended to a 14-point lead, and the Nuggets want to talk it over. 7:21 remaining in the third quarter.
Sometimes it's just the bounce of the ball. Mobley hanging at the other end winds up with an easy 2.
Going my way.
You know it.
There are no gold medals for the 4x4 that masters Arctic snow. There are no championship games for fording muddy water. And there are no finish lines for the one that makes it over stacks of treacherous boulders. So why do we make sure every Jeep 4x4 is trail rated to such strict standards of capability? Perhaps the better question is, why doesn't everyone else? If it's not trail rated, it's not a Jeep 4x4.
A home, a mother, her 2 kids, and their pet fish. Everything was perfectly routine until someone let the cat in. Now, the whole family has gone from ordinary.
Stop this right now!
The fish is talking.
But is he saying anything?
To extraordinary.
This is awesome!
It's too much!
Mike Myers.
Hairball.
The Cat in the Hat. Rated PG. At theaters November 21st.
Watch NBA basketball and play pick and win on NBA.com. Every game, every night. How many points will the home team score?
What a shot!
How many boards will the leading rebounder pull down? What will the final combined score be?
Oh
You can play pick and win every game, every night. For chances to win exclusive prizes, including great NBA merchandise. Log on to NBA.com and start playing tonight.
The NBA on TNT is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the NBA. And by Jeep, the most respected, honored, and heroic 4x4s out there, only in a Jeep. Welcome back to Houston, Texas. New head coach of the Rockets, Jeff Van Gundy, in his 8th year as an NBA head coach, following a very successful run with the New York Knicks. Earlier, we talked with Steve Francis, had asked for his first impressions of his new head coach.
He was shorter in person than he was on TV. Very much shorter than he was looking at him on TV with you guys. But he's cool, man. I mean, a lot of people want to say that, you know, he's going to come in here and try to make me play a different way. I mean, he's been right there, you know, beside me the whole, you know, throughout the whole preseason.
See, the reason that Steve had that feeling is because the Czar and I just towered over Jeff in those on cameras.
Made him look small, definitely.
Well, remember earlier I mentioned that I thought the key to Denver's team this season might be Marcus Camby. Well, right now in the game, Camby, 3 rebounds and 2 points. Last night in the win against San Antonio, 20 rebounds along with 4 block shots. He must step up his game, obviously, if they're going to have a chance.
Good job by Anthony to get to that ball, and then stepped out of bounds.
If you look at points in the paint where the big men control everything, Rockets have the advantage, 34-18 on points in the paint.
Rockets on fire in this third quarter. They've hit 6 of 7 from the field. The only miss, a 3-point attempt by Mobley. Offensive foul. It's on Jackson. That's his 4th. Denver is 0 for the quarter. They are 0 for 8 from the field.
They're still not a very good shooting team. You can see that. Sean Leonard is probably the one guy in the starting lineup who's really a good perimeter shooter. Carmelo as well, but you know, Andre Miller's more of a penetrator. They don't have a post presence who's going to provide spacing and open shots for guys on the perimeter. They're going to have a tough time scoring still this year.
Akbar has come on for Jackson, who just picked up his 4th foul. Cato with the rebound. Well, good idea by Francis, could not deliver. And the foul on Akbar. And I don't think Carmelo Anthony is unhappy about the fact that Jim Jackson is on the bench after picking up number 4.
Facing up, square up, and then try to go by your defender with that quick first step. There's the contact, there's the foul. And Steve, going back to what you had said, you can't fix everything all at once. When you go back a year ago with this Denver team, they were last in the league, 29th in points per game, field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, free throw percentage, turnovers per game, and fouls per game. So when you can get a penetrating point guard, the quality of a Miller, when you get a starting small forward, the quality of Carmelo Anthony, you're starting to put the pieces together to eventually get you back. And remember, in preseason, the exhibition games, and it was preseason, they were #1 in the league in field goal percentage.
A terrific effort
Number 23.
Steve Francis will go to the foul line. Marcus Camby picking up the foul as fourth.
A huge plus for Steve Francis, his ability to go to the offensive boards. It's one of the concerns for Jeff Van Gundy about his transition defense, because oftentimes Francis gets caught going to the offensive boards. They don't have the court balance to protect in the backcourt, but a guy with his leaping ability and his strength, and he's fearless, goes right in there against the big man.
Steve Francis, one of the better foul shooters at 80%, but tonight 2 of 6 at the line.
It's about the only thing he's done wrong, though. He's played a really solid floor game and playing the way Jeff Van Gundy wants him to. Getting the ball inside to Yao Ming, taking his time, not over-penetrating or over-dribbling. I think he's been great tonight.
Andre Miller with only 1 assist to this point.
Well, somebody actually has to make a shot in order for him to get credit for an assist. Let's keep that in mind.
Yes, Denver at 31% from the field. And that is a kick ball. Andre Miller getting a piece of it.
Still Rockets ball.
Last year, the Denver Nuggets 17-65, horrendous season. Tied with Cleveland, worst record in the NBA.
But you know, they kept playing hard. I think they really are establishing.
Oh, Kelvin Cato on the lead from Cuttino Mobley.
Great pass there from Mobley to get back to that. I just think Denver is establishing an identity as a team. They play hard defensively. They get out and they run. I like what they're doing. They've also saved some cap room. They didn't use it all up on somebody they didn't really need. As we see Anthony get fouled, but you know, Mike, I think what we've seen the last couple of years, in some cases, Chicago maybe comes to mind, you get teams who have a bunch of cap room. They don't get the guys they want. In Chicago's case, it was Tim Duncan, Eddie Jones, Tracy McGrady. So they go out and they spend it on a couple of guys who maybe weren't as effective as they could have been, and now they're stuck with some bad contracts.
Because they feel like they have to do something with the money. There's pressure from, obviously, your season ticket base. Like, what did you do? What did you come up with? So cap money is only good if you can use it to get a guy that can help your team. Otherwise, it's no, you know, what's the good of having it? Just go out and spend it on the wrong guys, like you mentioned.
3 on 2 for the Nuggets. Oh, Carmelo Anthony able to put it down. That is only his second field goal, but he enjoyed that one.
Great job by Andre Miller. He knows that his 3-man is 1 for 10 before that shot, 1 for 9. Way to get him an easy shot.
Knockbar. Cato. Offensive foul. And once again, Anthony took a shot. Knockbar picks up the foul, a second.
See if we can see Camby stepping in there if his feet are in fact above the restricted area. Look good to me.
Chris Anderson is checked back in for Denver, so Camby up front with Anderson and Anthony. Anthony again going at Knockbar, lost the handle. Rockets 64, Nuggets 51. As we come up on 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Opening night for the Houston Rockets. Taylor, Maurice Taylor with 8 points.
It's not a bad guy to have coming off the bench as your 6th man, by the way. Cato, people say he's a center, should be in the starting lineup, perhaps as a power forward, but right now he's a perfect combination for Yao.
The block by Taylor. Mobley going 1 on 2. Mobley recovers. Mobley spins his way, and now Steve Francis says, let's regroup.
Jeff was very happy with that decision, wasn't he?
Francis for Cato. The Rockets by 17. Camby That's a rare field goal for the Nuggets here in this third quarter. Francis able to penetrate. And last touch by Cato.
Jeff Van Gundy encouraging his team to keep pushing the ball back at Denver. He knows they played last night. He keeps telling them, go, go. We'll see the lob pass, the good catch and finish that time by Cato. Steve Francis making a nice feed to the front of the rim.
There are questions in Houston coming into this season. Jeff Van Gundy, in coaching the Knicks, would grind it out. That would be his style of play. Could he coach a team where there would be fast breaks, where there would be pushing the basketball? And he said, hey, I can adjust to my players. And we're seeing that right here. Timeout is called, just under 3 minutes remaining in the third. It's been all Houston.
I love this game because I am obsessed with basketball.
There are no gold medals for the 4x4 that masters Arctic snow. There are no championship games for fording muddy water. And there are no finish lines for the one that makes it over stacks of treacherous boulders. So why do we make sure every Jeep 4x4 is trail rated to such strict standards of capability? Perhaps the better question is, why doesn't everyone else? If it's not trail rated, it's not a Jeep 4x4.
Online from anywhere. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
For County Court Judge Robert DeBella. 20 years of legal experience. Robert DeBella, Chief Legal Counsel to the Westchester Surrogate Judge, City Prosecutor who sent criminals to jail, Chief Counsel to a Westchester Supreme Court Judge, Robert DeBella.
I have participated in hundreds of criminal cases as a prosecutor and judge's chief legal counsel. I know what justice means.
Robert DeBella. He'll be a tough, fair county court judge.
I don't like to gamble, but I do like to win. At Mavis Discount Tire, I drive away a winner, and that's because they always guarantee the best price. Always. The manager was friendly, the store was clean, and wow, did I get a great deal. So I told all my friends, and now we're all Mavis winners. How can you beat great prices? At Mavis Discount Tire, you can't. And now I'm off to find my next great deal. See ya.
At Mavis Discount Tire, you can drive away a winner too, all with our low price guarantee. Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Yesterday, the Hornets' Jamal McGlure signed a 3-year extension. Tonight, comes up with a career-high 27 and a huge block at the end of the game on Tracy McGrady to preserve New Orleans' 198 win over Orlando. T-Mac 33 in that loss. They win by 2 last night. They lose by 2 tonight. Back to Marv and Mike and Steve and Craig and the whole hee-haw gang.
Yes. All right, thanks, Ernie. Last night at the Garden in New York, Orlando came from behind to beat the Knicks in overtime and lose a close one this evening. Your one-time teammate, Steve Smith, now a member of the New Orleans Hornets.
Great to see that. Steve, I think, has a couple years left in him. Handled himself really well last year in San Antonio when he was demoted and sent back to the bench. And good to see him land with the Hornets, a team that I think he can really help. He can really still shoot the ball and still play.
Those are 2 huge wins for the Hornets, by the way, considering they don't have, Jamal Mashburn, and he will be out for a while. And then last night, Baron Davis banged his knee again on the floor. They were concerned about that. So 2 big wins for the Hornets.
Anderson's pass picked off. Rockets playing so well, in particular with Yao sitting down earlier this third quarter after picking up his 4th foul. But Houston has shot the ball exceptionally well. Let's go over to Craig Sager.
Well, Nene is back on the court after being treated in the locker room on that dunk attempt. He's been diagnosed with a strained patella tendon in his right knee. As you can see, he's wearing a sleeve, but they do not think it's anything serious. Obviously, that's why he's back.
All right, thanks, Greg. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. And as Anthony comes off a foul on the Rockets. It is on Nakbar. That is his third. And Rockets over the foul limit, so Carmelo back to the line. He's 6 of 8 from the line.
So rare to see a rookie get to the line this often. I mean, one thing is they're not going to get a whole lot of calls from the officials, but this guy's just strong and he understands how to play. He's going to live at the line this year, I think.
He has that move that we have not seen here tonight. Saw it in preseason. He'll back defenders down low and turn and shoot over them. Reminiscent of Nuggets perennial all-star Alex English. But Jim Jackson did not allow much from Carmelo Anthony. Jackson sitting down after picking up his fourth. Barry called on the foul.
Well, he's also got, when we're talking about Carmelo, he's also got Adrian Dantley on the staff with Denver. Let's talk about one of the all-time great players down on the block. He used to just punish people down there.
Jeff Bizdell, the coach, mentioned to us today how happy he was with the staff they've put together. They've got a lot of pieces. T.R. Dunn, the defensive mentality. Chip Englund, the shooting guy. There's Adrian Dantley, a terrific player. Obviously played with Utah Jazz, played with Detroit a number of years. He's a low post guy, undersized, that would punish people when he was on offense.
He's got Scotty Brooks over there, the former Sixer, and Nick. Really nice energy, style bench player. And of course, John McLeod, the former head coach for the Phoenix Suns. Nice staff.
Boykins couldn't get the shot off. Shot clock down to 2, so Anthony fires and scores. Carmelo Anthony from downtown. And players have to be separated. Maurice, Taylor, and Nene getting involved. And being warned by the officials. Might be a double technical.
Technical foul has been called on number 2, Maurice Taylor.
Oh, apparently technical on Taylor, not Nene. So Boykins will shoot the technical.
I think that was one of the points of emphasis this year, is that in the past it was almost automatic. If 2 guys got into it, it was a double foul, 1 on each guy, just to say, okay, you both got a double technical foul. But this year they're saying if 1 guy initiates it, that they're going to give the technical to that guy and not necessarily them. Look underneath, they're fighting for the rebound. You see him get tied up, and there's the forearm that Maurice Taylor throws. So yes, he initiated it. He should be the one hit with it.
That was the correct call?
Yes, good call.
Because in the past, often it will be a cop-out. Here's Taylor. Box out by Nene.
You know, the way you said that, it sounded like you doubted that I believed it was a good call. So therefore you put some hesitancy in people's minds.
I have been so confused with so many of your statements here tonight as Anderson is not able to hit. Boykins gets the rebound. Carmelo Anthony with 10 of Denver's last 13 points. Barry, oh, little running hook. John Barry.
John is not just a three-point shooter. He's got a little stuff to his game. Runners, leaners, and he loves shooting them too.
And that 17-point Houston lead has evaporated. Denver now down by 10 with a half-minute left in the third. Taylor, strong move. He thought he was fouled by Anderson.
Got about a 3.5-second differential from the shot clock to the game clock.
And Boykins running that clock down. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nene, offensive foul. 5.3 remaining in the third.
Nice defensive rotation that time by the Rockets in the lane. You get dribble penetration. One big man has to step up to stop ball. The next big man protects his back and takes the guy rolling to the basket.
Mobley will put it in play. Francis met by Boykins. Can he get it off? would not have counted. Carmelo Anthony, quiet first half. Able to let loose in the third. 10 of his 14 in the third quarter. Houston shot 10 of 16 in the third. Denver just 4 of 17. Down by as many as 17. They now trail by 12.
Somebody's got to feel this. 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 Feel this. Feel this.
There are no gold medals for the 4x4 that masters Arctic snow. There are no championship games for fording muddy water. And there are no finish lines for the one that makes it over stacks of treacherous boulders. So why do we make sure every Jeep 4x4 is trail rated to such strict standards of capability? Perhaps the better question is, why doesn't everyone else? If it's not trail rated, it's not a Jeep 4x4.
He relies on it. She relies on it. More and more people every day count on Verizon Wireless, the company that gives you America's largest, most reliable wireless network. And now you can also get unlimited night and weekend minutes to use coast to coast when on an America's Choice calling plan. Plus, get 2 Nokia phones for just $49.99 after mail-in rebates. So you can stay in touch with all the people you know. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good. When you describe my game, you'll need words like, woo! You need words like, ah! You'll need words like, ah! Dang. My name's Paul. Vince. Carmelo. I create adjectives.
NBA Live 2004 with freestyle. Ready for everyone.
I create with freestyle.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Let's say this is you. Yeah, you're the king. But being the king isn't always easy. So, when you're with Allstate, you'll have over 50,000 professionals to help protect you. From claims adjusters who can help you fix a broken castle, to emergency assistants to ride to your rescue, to lawyers that go to court with you if you need them, and your Allstate agent who knows the moves to help you. Helping you, the king, feel protected. Just one more way you're in good hands with Allstate.
Let's get some runs now. Get him, slugger.
Hey, I know that guy. That's Miles.
He can't bat for you. He works for Office Depot.
Whoa. He absolutely works for us. Office Depot set up our entire office. Computers, desks, chairs, right down to the chair mats. Technically, yeah, he works for Office Depot, but they're a huge part of our company.
And he's got a bat for us, too.
Why?
Where do you think we got our computers?
Office Depot. Everything your business needs to win at everyday low prices. Now get $50 off any furniture purchase of $299 or more and get no interest financing for a year.
He did the monster mash.
Do you feel it? Halloween in the air here in Houston as we welcome you back to the Toyota Center.
He did the monster mash.
As we look at the second-year player out of Brazil, Nene Hilario, who, as we mentioned earlier, had his name changed legally, joining an elite group. Put Nene alongside Cher, Madonna, Prince, Sting, Pele, and yes, the Czar.
Kind of a small head that I have there, isn't it?
That's an eclectic group. Fourth quarter is underway. This is Moochie Norris who just checked back in and hits. Moochie off the bench to convert. Rocket 74, a Nugget 60. And they with a beautiful spin on Cato. A 4 of 5 from the field.
Well, one of the things that Jeff Van Gundy mentioned to us today, he knows who his starting lineup is right now to start the season, but he's not sure who his finishing lineup is. And it's a great statement because you have to know which guys you can trust and count on at the end of games to help win basketball games. That's what the exhibition season is about. That's what these early season games are about.
Once again, Taylor and Nene get involved. It's on Taylor, number 4. I'm hearing the public address say Nene, but we did check with Nene, and that's what he said.
How do you pronounce Czar? Do we pronounce that right?
Silent C.
Nobody checked with me, to be honest with you, Steve.
Oh, Anderson hit the floor. Here's Boykins. That's a three-point. Earl Boykins from downtown.
They had to have that. I mean, this game was slipping away from them. They're now within 9. If they can hit a couple of outside shots, maybe get a fast break, an easy bucket, they can be back in this game.
Remember, a year ago, Eric Musselman, the coach of Golden State, found that the right combination at the end of the game for their team was Bobby Sura on the floor with Earl Boykins. Those two were the guys that he had to bring the team down the stretch. They had sensational finishes for that team.
And Boykins hit a number of clutch shots. Boykins and Barry now in the backcourt. Nene, Anthony, and Anderson up front. Shot clock down to 5. Anderson. Norris using the pick. Taylor posting on Anderson. Anderson getting a piece of it. Shot clock down to 6. Only. And here come the Nuggets, very much alive in this ball game after trailing by as many as 17. Nice pass from Boykins, and the foul on Nakbal.
Boykins looked at Nene and gave him a motion like, shoot it, get the 2 free throw attempts because they're going to foul you before you can go up. Good transition basketball right here. The ball comes down the sideline. Barry tries to get the defender in the air and draw the foul. Instead, he swings it right back. Boykins knows he's got a big man inside. That's where he wanted him to shoot it because he knew the contact was going to take place.
Well, NBA Premier Week continues tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN with coverage of the Timberwolves and the Nets, followed by the 76ers and the Kings. Saturday on NBA TV, it's the Cavaliers and the Trailblazers at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And on Sunday, the Warriors and Lakers starting 9:30 Eastern Time. Yao Ming has checked back in. He's playing with the 4 fouls. Barry for 3. Jackson also returning. He has 4 fouls.
For some reason, Yao is not securing rebounds tonight. He's had a number hit him in the hands. He hasn't gone after him and grabbed him hard. He only has 3 rebounds up to this point in the game.
Oh, nice look. Jackson with the pretty pass. And the foul is called. Foul on Braggs.
You know, Jimmy Jackson's one of those guys. Well, we'll get to this after the break. Yeah.
I'm told it's a very good story, Czar. And we'll hear it after this.
I'm a man. What is it about a man and his only truck that's earned the right to be the next F-150? If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Hey, that was nice, Ray. Now you gotta get it. Come on. Where you going? Oh. Give me that. Come on, Ray. Come on. Come on, G. What you got? Oh, yeah. Oh! You can't handle this, GP. Yeah, Ray. Whatever.
NBA Shootout 2004 lets you play online with other Hoops fans no matter where they are. Rated E for everyone.
From TNT, drama is what drives you to the edge.
Go, go, go! You don't know who you are anymore.
You had everything. You threw it all away.
Driven. Don't miss the network television premiere Friday, November 7th at 8 p.m. on TNT. We know drama.
Yeah, I got it.
Honey, I got it.
There's a new neighborhood service.
You should think I am an idiot.
It's Applebee's to go.
Roof!
Get anything from our famous house sirloin to our Oriental chicken salad.
Roof!
It's not fast food.
Roof!
It's Applebee's food fast. All you gotta do is get it home. You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
IO Digital Cable Service from Cablevision is here with the biggest and best in home entertainment. IO offers over 200 exciting channels, including up to 50 movie channels, and more than 700 on-demand titles each month that you can start anytime. Best of all, IO is only $9.95 more per month. It's bigger than TV, better than satellite TV. It's the best value in home entertainment. TV is now IO Digital Cable Service from Cablevision. Call today, 1-866-30-DIGITAL.
As TNT celebrates its 15th year of NBA action, let's take a look at one of many dramatic moments.
Trying to get Donald to that, takes it to the hole. Elijah, little jump hook. Drexler with another three. That's where he hit one earlier. Elijah now facing the back. Look at that move. Kenny Smith ahead, 4 seconds. Drexler racing the clock. He got it. Drexler kind of putting an exclamation point on this game. The third time now in playoff history.
And there is Clyde McLeod. He had 41 points in that game. Akeem had 40. That was May of 1995 Western Conference first-round game against Utah, won by the Rockets. And at the time, they were only the third teammates to accomplish that feat. A couple of 40-point games joining Elgin Baylor. Jerry West did it in 1962. Akeem and Eric Sleepy Floyd did it in 1988, and they since have been joined by a combination of Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose, who accomplished that feat for Indiana against Philadelphia 3 years ago. Houston with a 76-65 lead over Denver. We're early fourth quarter. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Steve Kerr, Craig Sager. First of our TNT doubleheader, LeBron James and the Cavaliers going up against the Suns in Phoenix. In the second of the twin bill, Kevin Harlan, Doug Collins standing by. They will bring it to you. Now, Yao Ming to the fadeaway. Well, the Rockets lead by 12. And Yao is 5 of 7. 17 points in all. Shot clock to 5. Barry. Rags with the rebound. Here's Nakbar on a quick release for 3.
I don't think Jeff was really happy with that shot selection. It turned out pretty well.
And Carmelo Anthony has taken a pounding here tonight. Nakbar inadvertently made contact. Nakbar with his 5th foul. Carmelo will sit down.
Nakbar trying to get that hand in there so that Carmelo can't elevate and shoot the jumper suddenly. Drives him back with the drop step. There you see the foul. A quick little poke.
Ryan Bowen has come on for Carmelo Anthony. And a foul on Yao Ming. That's number 5.
That's his 5th.
Now let's go back to Atlanta. Here's Ernie.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marv. And just a reminder, folks, that LeBron James center stage in Game 2 of our TNT doubleheader as the Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Phoenix Suns. LeBron coming off that 25-point, 6-rebound, 9-assist, 4-steal performance in his debut last night. So stick around. Back to you, Marv.
All right, Ernie, and a test for LeBron as he goes back-to-back for the first time in the NBA.
I think Phoenix will provide a little more defense than Sacramento did last night. They may slow the pace down just a bit. This will be a good test for LeBron.
Today at the free throw line, only a 58% foul shooter.
Since LeBron is playing the point guard position, will Stephon Marbury be guarding LeBron?
I would expect Sean Marion to be guarding him.
Or Joe Johnson.
Play by Braggs. He's played well. Rookie from Xavier of Ohio. Had experience overseas.
What he did is he let Cato go to the bench and refuel his tank. Cato had used up a lot of energy when Yao was sitting out there, and now with Yao picking up his fifth, Cato can come back in well rested.
Once again, Cato on that loose ball. So another offensive rebound, and the crowd responds. Mobley, the tip by Jackson.
You know why Cato's such a perfect match for Yao Ming? Because he doesn't require shots. It's not a guy that you have to get 8 to 10, 12 shots a night to keep him happy. His job is rebound the basketball, follow up, get some garbage baskets every now and then. Maybe we'll get you a little jump shot here or there or an inside post-up move. But that's why he's so good with Yao.
Andre Miller coming up short on the three-point attempt. And Steve Javy and Stafford discussing it.
1 plus for 2.
Braggs called on the loose ball foul. And they are over the foul limit. That started out appearing to be more complicated as they had the discussion, but it's on Braggs, and Nene is back at the line.
Seems like there's a problem with Nene tonight. First Maurice Taylor, now Braggs. They must be picking on Nene.
Nene now 5 for 5 at the line. Well, we posed the NBA.com question earlier, with which of these young players would you start your team? And LeBron James, a very popular fella coming off the performance last night, garnering 41% of the votes. Log on to NBA.com and cash your vote. Better than 88,000 total votes at this point.
Had we conducted that poll 2 weeks ago after our game in Cleveland, Los Angeles, it might not have been 41%. People are jumping right back on the LeBron bandwagon.
And there is the third pick in the draft. Carmelo Anthony, who has turned it around in the second half after a rough go at the start. Timeout taken, Rockets up by 14.
Did he do the crime?
Right there in black and white.
He was murdered.
Law and Order. You know you love it. Now see it weeknights at 7. Cable's only destination for Law and Order is now TNT.
Where we were planning our vacation online, that's when the pain started.
Digititis is a repetitive stress injury, just like carpal tunnel syndrome, except different.
Basically, it feels like a fleshy fireball on the end of my hand.
We're seeing an explosion of this with all the double clicking that's going on. If we catch this early, we can help.
Searching for a great airfare online doesn't have to be a pain. Just go to southwest.com for our $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by November 13th. You are now free to move about the country.
I'm a man.
What is it about a man and his truck?
I'm a fool.
Does a steel frame that's stronger than ever before remind you of his strength? Do the quietest cab in class and a distinctive new design make you see him any differently? Stronger, sleeker, badder than ever before. Introducing the only truck that's earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Whoa. Don't worry about all these kids coming straight into the league and not getting an education. They'll be fine. I'll be taking them to school every night.
What happened to that boy?
The NBA on TNT is being brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Sign up for America's Choice Family Share Plan. Verizon Wireless, they never stop working for you. By PlayStation 2, by Ford. It's you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. And by Adidas Basketball, Forever Sport. We are back at the Toyota Center, Houston, Texas. Better than 18,000 on hand. Look at Carmelo Anthony, one of a host of new faces to enter the NBA this season.
Well, there are some bright young stars breaking onto the scene in the NBA, and Hayes out of Georgia can really shoot the basketball. He's open, he knocks him down. Wade down in Miami, very excited. He's played point guard, two guard, small forward for them. They really love Wade down in Miami.
Another name not on that list that will be shown on TNT later tonight, Jarko Kabarkaba, who I was very impressed with in the first game against San Antonio. Not big numbers, but I think he's going to be a fine player.
6.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. Here's Jackson for three. Rebounded by Cato. Calvin Cato. 10 points for Cato. Along with 13 rebounds off the steal. The foul on today. And Steve Francis headed to the line.
Cato just works very, very hard to get inside position when the shot goes up. The ball happens to bounce right where he is. He finishes it with the two-hand dunk, and then Francis comes right back with the steal and the layup attempt. Now he goes to the line to try and make two.
It's been a good shooting night for the Rockets. They're shade over 47%. Their problem the past couple of years, they've been a bunch of streak shooters, so when they're off, they're far off. As a result, they have consistently ranked in the bottom third of field goal percentage. They were right around 43% last season. Rockets back to the 17-point lead to match their biggest of the night. Nene. Nice spinning move, rejected, and an offensive foul.
Great play by Cato. You know, pretty often when there's a coaching change, certain players are going to benefit, and I think in Houston, it's going to be Kelvin Cato. Jeff Van Gundy loves him. He's starting him. He's playing at a power forward spot right next to Yao. He looks inspired. He looks better than I've ever seen him in his career.
10 points, 13 rebounds. Good effort tonight.
Rockets trying to set up Cato once again. Andre Miller comes away with it. Miller and Boykins now at the guard. The steal by Francis. Camby able to recover. Crowd wanted a foul on Camby. Here's Leonard. And Mobley looking to run. He has Braggs with him. Oh, beautiful exchange, but it is rejected by Nene. Rockets maintain possession. Down to 5.5 remaining in the fourth. Braggs rejected by Camby. Boykins for three. And last touched by Leonard. Carmelo Anthony checks back in, replacing Earl Boykins.
Sean Leonard looking back at the officials as if to say, I can't believe I'm not on the foul line right now, shooting a few free throws.
Following tonight, Rockets hold for Hubie Brown's Memphis Grizzlies here on Saturday. Then they'll play on the road at Chicago and New Jersey. Foul called on Andre Miller. While Denver will play in Sacramento on the Saturday night, then 2 games on the road at Indiana and Cleveland. 5 of the next 7 on the road, including tonight. Well, the indication that it's time to talk about the drama of NASCAR on TNT. This Saturday, it's off to Phoenix International Raceway for Busch Series racing coverage beginning at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. For complete schedule information, log on to NASCAR.com. All right, throw the names at me now.
No, I just want to know if Steve happens to know who's won the last 2 races.
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon has won both of them. You and I, both students of NASCAR.
Students of NASCAR.
Rockets 88, the Nuggets 69. And Miller hit on the reach-in by Francis.
You know, in basketball, you're a student of the game. In NASCAR, are you a student of the road? What would you be? I don't know. Student of the track? You guys have an answer? The sport, perhaps? Student of... No?
I think this discussion has gone a little too far.
I think so.
Well, so you feel left out because you're not really up on top of it the way we are.
Well, he's not a student, for one thing.
Not at all.
Of anything.
That may be also. So the Rockets lead at 88-71.
I always wondered what you guys talked about when a game got out of control. Now I know.
The Czar immediately goes to NASCAR. Mobley, yes. Cuttino Mobley from downtown. He has 17 points, 17 apiece from Mobley and Francis and Yao. Anthony. Skeeter Feely on the putback. And this crowd beginning to file out. A successful home opener for Jeff Van Gundy and the Houston Rockets. They have been in command most of the way. Braggs not able to hit. Rebound. Anthony. Here's Leonard. Miller backs it up on Jackson. And again, the Rockets look to run. Mobley put behind the back and finds Jackson.
That dribble came at Carmelo Anthony. It froze him right there. And I don't know if you've seen too many of those coming out of Syracuse.
Timeout is called. 3:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's that move by Mobley. And then sets it up for Jackson.
I'm a man.
What is it about a man and his truck?
I'm a fool.
Introducing the only truck that's earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
He relies on it. She relies on it. More and more people every day count on Verizon Wireless, the company that gives you America's largest, most reliable wireless network. And now you can also get unlimited night and weekend minutes to use coast to coast when on an America's Choice calling plan. Plus, get 2 Nokia phones for just $49.99 after mail-in rebates. So you can stay in touch with all the people you know. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good. Angelo around town.
Hi, I am Angelo. I'm here to tell you all about the new mayor of Volkswagen. If I wear this button and I ask you where it is Mayor Volkswagen and you answer half a mile south of Weaver Street on Boston Post Road in Larchmont, I'll give you $100 on the spot. Now let's practice. Where it is Mayor Volkswagen? Keep practicing. I'll be looking for you to give you $100. Remember, half a mile south of Weaver Street to Boston Post Road, Larchmont.
The decisions made by our judges on the bench affect each and every one of us. It is critical that our judges have the experience and qualifications to make these difficult decisions, and many organizations agree that Susan Cacase is right for the job.
As a prosecutor for 14 years, I've spent thousands of hours prosecuting criminal cases throughout Westchester County. Let me continue to work for you. Please vote for me on Tuesday, November 4th for County Court Judge.
Computer's your life, Albert.
Angela Bennett thought she was safe online.
Perfect hiding place.
She was dead wrong.
Oh, God.
See the Saturday Night Blue Classic, The Net, Saturday night at 8 on TNT.
After the Nuggets and Rockets, we'll be taking you to Phoenix. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Phoenix Suns with Stephon Marbury. That is game 2 of our doubleheader. Now back to Marv and the students of NASCAR.
All right, LeBron James and the Cavs coming up against the Phoenix Suns. Last night with 25 points. That that point total by LeBron, the most by any high school to professional rookie since Kobe Bryant made the jump in 1996, eclipsing the 10 points scored by both Jonathan Bender of Indiana in his 1999 debut and Amari Stoudemire of Phoenix last season.
I think he beat that record in the first quarter, didn't he?
Kelvin Cato is taken out of the lineup, told suffering a leg cramp. Here's Yao. Yao Ming with 19 and the Rockets with a 95-73 lead.
19 points in only 19 minutes of action because of his foul trouble.
Rodney White has checked in for the first time for Denver. Elson. Francisco Elson out of the Netherlands. Played his college ball at University of California.
Wearing that famous basketball number 56 that so many legends have worn.
And landing on the Denver bench. Steve Francis helped up by John McLeod. Foul on Miller. And a technical foul charged to Steve Francis. Andre Miller will shoot the tee. We'll get a clear look at what happened, and the bench area was crowded. And all right, here it is. Lower right-hand corner. Francis lost his balance and has vanished.
I think it's safe to say there was something verbal that got him that technical foul.
Shot clock down to 6. Only stopped by White. Rags his foul. Skinnerfield called on the foul. Future Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing joining Jeff Van Gundy and his coaching staff, Tom Thibodeau and Steve Clifford, former Knick assistants, along with Andy Greer. Patrick working with the big men, Yao Ming and Kelvin Cato, and has to feel very, very good about what he has seen here tonight.
What a great position for him to be in, and for Yao to have him in, because Patrick, of course, one of the all-time great centers. Yao Ming just beginning his career and in need of some coaching. Patrick's going to be fantastic for this team.
Well, Patrick's gone from working with Brendan Haywood and Kwame Brown to suddenly thrust into Yao Ming and Kelvin Cato.
A low blow, an unfair shot at two guys.
No,
Haywood.
It's not a.
Kwame
It's
Brown.
talking about two very young guys. Okay,
that was not what we're hearing. No, you see, we're hearing.
Well, you better listen then, okay?
Viciousness on your part.
Oh.
Off the steal, here's Mobley. Down to 2 minutes remaining in the game. Rockets now lead at 98 to 76.
Well, it's time to bring in the walk-ons, I think.
Anthony. Carmelo gets inside. 16 points, but only 4 of 13 from the field.
And even though he's struggled, I think he's shown us tonight why he's going to be good. He's scored every way imaginable. He's hit threes. He's had offensive putbacks. He's gotten to the line. And even on a tough night, here he is with 16 points.
Well, Jim Jackson just took him out in the first half. He played him very physically, played him very well. Foul called on Anthony.
Jackson's played well tonight. He's one of those guys who it's so surprising that look at all the teams he's played for. I mean, Dallas, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and he plays. He gets significant minutes on every team. Why does he bounce around like this, Mike?
We'll go back to where he started. He started off his career in Dallas, and remember that was the Dallas team that had Jason Kidd, Jamal Mashburn, and Jimmy Jackson on it. Jackson started out 16, 19, 25.5 points his first 3 seasons. Then they felt they had to break that team up. If you remember, he severely turned his ankle at the end of his career in Dallas, and it took him almost a year and a half to come back from that. He never was quite the same player.
Crowd reacting because Houston has scored 100 points. They can redeem coupons for valuable gifts. Foul on Braggs.
Valuable gifts? Is that,
yes.
Is that what it says on the official
well, it's a sponsor mention, and I didn't want to get into it.
You know, you were so excited. I cut my story short because you were so excited by the fact that they got 100 points and the coupons are good now.
Well, I thought it would be of significance with cheering in the background as you were droning on with yet another story going nowhere, that people should know why the crowd is reacting.
I think the real reason they were reacting this way is because a Jeff Van Gundy team scored 100 points.
That's possible. Coming up on a minute remaining of the game.
If you ever want the answer to Steve's question about why Jimmy Jackson has traveled to so many teams, get back to me, okay, and I'll think about giving it to you.
Nice move by Scott Padgett. You see, he's an angry guy, Steve. White not able to hit. And follows is put home by Anthony, who now has 18 points. An opening night victory for Jeff Van Gundy and the Houston Rockets. Denver coming off the win at home against San Antonio last night, so they go to 1-1. Down to a half minute remaining in the game. Fallon scoring for the Rockets. Yao with 19. Francis 17. Miller hits the 3. Mobley with 21. Cato 10 points, 13 rebounds, 10 apiece for Jackson and Taylor. Miller with 16. Anthony with 18. And Uchinar's running the clock down. The Rockets with a 102-85 victory over the Nuggets. For the Czar, Mike Fratello, Steve Kerr, Craig Sager, I'm Marv Albert saying good night from Houston again. The final Rockets 102 and the Nuggets 85. We'll take a short break and then it's on to Kevin Harlan and Doug Collins for game 2 of our doubleheader. The Cavaliers and the Suns.
There are 1,000 reasons to love this game. What's yours?
I love this game because you know what? Little guys can make a big difference.
You can stand here with the ball doing stupid things like I'm doing now and look cool.
Because it gives me a chance to be me.
I love this game because you get to wear a tank top.
We love this game because we can always go together.
It's a good date.
Yeah.
That close.
Yahoo Search. Faster, easier, bingo.
Yahoo!
Sweet.
Shake stuff up. A home, a mother, her 2 kids, and their pet fish. Everything was perfectly routine until someone let the cat in. Now, the whole family has gone from ordinary.
Stop this right now!
The fish is talking.
But is he saying anything?
To extraordinary.
This is awesome! It's too much!
Mike Myers.
Hairball.
The Cat in the Hat. Rated PG. At theaters November 21st.
Benny Wallace, wrong direction, bro.
Some other time.
Let me tell you something. ESPN NBA basketball. I've lived the 24/7 mode, and I've achieved the ISO motion. Like this, and like that, and like this.
Rated everyone.
Call Dish Network Satellite TV and ask how you can get 3 months free of our most popular value pack. Over 100 channels plus 8 channels of HBO and 5 channels of Cinemax. Visit Radio Shack, Sears, or a local participating retailer, or call 1-800-WOW-DISH.
TNT NBA Thursday. Duncan has the championship. Shaq wants it back. Is the West big enough for 2 giants?
Let the truth be told.
Pacers, Nets, Lakers, Spurs. Next Thursday on TNT.
NBA Premier Week continues on TNT with our first look at the most eagerly awaited high school player in pro basketball history, LeBron James and the Cavaliers against the Phoenix Suns. With Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller, this is Kevin Harlan. James has played the first 4 minutes of the game. He has gone 1 of 1 from the floor. The 5 points of Ricky Davis leading the Cavaliers, who are shooting 44%. And the Phoenix Suns, led by the 4 of Joe Johnson. They've gone 5 of 7. Marbury dishing off inside to Amari Stoudemire. And let's set the lineups for you as the Cavaliers will come the other way with the front line of Darius Miles, Ilgauskas, and Carlos Boozer. James, along with Ricky Davis out there for the Cavaliers. And the Suns with Joe Johnson trying to make the steal on James. Joe Johnson, Stephon Marbury, Amari Stoudemire, Jake Bosco, and Sean Marion. Our officials tonight, Mike Callahan, Scott Foster, and Gary Zielinski. A foul just called on Stephon Marbury. As we are about 7.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. A nice shot by Ricky Davis, and he has got 7.
We've seen a high-scoring game here in the first quarter, Kevin.